And we're live.
I'm hoping we're live.
Coming up on mine.
Yeah.
Yep. Welcome everyone to the Technical Difficulties Podcast. You'll notice right away that we have a different format once again. We're trying out something new, something quick. Didn't really want to spend the time setting up the old area when everything was already set up over here. We wanted to see what it looked like, see what you think.
Yeah. Especially since we worked out stuff with the new table and everything like that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's coming up really well during gameplay. So
yeah, everyone has like space.
I mean, look at it. We can like extend our arms. We actually still have room for two people on either side of us. So
we have all this stuff in front of us to do stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like I can put an entire character sheet in front of me and not actually have to move anything.
Yeah.
So not a character sheet, one of the little rule books, but you know, it's A4. But yeah, it's going splendidly.
Yes.
Well, we got to take it with the Boogley already.
No, we don't. Just get in the comments.
Yeah, that's
No,
right. You get them in real time.
Yes, I do actually.
Fucking
The
alright.
benefits of actually being able to do the stuff.
Show me up, why don't you?
Welcome everyone. We are back on the Technical Difficulties Podcast, and I'm actually here once again.
Once again, yes, we didn't. We kind of like cobbled this together pretty quickly this time. We didn't really have time to bully someone into coming in to be my co-host, so you got Blake back.
Yeah, I just was like, yeah, I'll be on this episode. Give everyone but Jake a break.
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, I don't need a break. If
Well,
I ever have a break, then I just go nuts.
Well, this podcast is pretty much your podcast anyway.
It's turned into it.
Yeah,
It surely has. But yeah, no. If I have a break, I go nuts. So let's not get me off the podcast unless I'm, having to do something specific.
Yeah. Well, I think it's getting on time. We roll to see who.
Yeah, right.
Thinking of tonight's subjects. Sorry. Don't want to use these. They're a bit too dark. So I'm gonna grab.
The pretty ones.
So I'll let you.
Oh, pink.
You want to pick one?
Always pink. That's purple. It's even better. I was going to say it's pink as opposed to the purple.
Well, that's a 2.
That's a 2.
That is a 2. And I, myself, one day will put a count there. Got a 19.
So we're actually just exactly on the opposite side of the spectrum.
Yeah, pretty much.
One off of a nat 20, one off of a nat 1.
Correct.
Well, that's good because I did not actually have a topic in mind right now, so I was going to have to think of one really quickly. So, your turn.
It is my turn. I have a few ones coming up, and most of them have been spoken about. Mainly because the reason why this topic jumps in my head is because on the session, actually, the last session, we had a character die. So that is what is on my mind for a topic.
I mean, it was on my mind as well. That's why I said to you before, shit, it sucks that we can't just use the entire broad topic of player death from the perspective of the DM, right?
Yeah, but my actual topic for tonight is making a second character after your current one have died.
And the struggles that come with it, and
Yeah, pretty much. It's not just like based off, this isn't the whole how do you make a character, it's how do you follow up.
how do you follow up a character that you
To pick-
really enjoyed
Yeah.
as well?
And also how to follow up a character into the actual current group
Yes.
that you have and the story that you have.
Yeah, no, that actually makes a lot of
Like
sense.
how to fit it in, all that stuff.
I'm glad you went somewhere off of that topic because I just didn't have it.
Yeah.
have it sitting around. So
The reason is because it still follows the topic of like character death, but it
Yeah.
follows the aftermath, which you never really hear anyone talk about. You never hear them go, and you just make a character. It's not that simple.
It
because
really
you gotta find a character that you enjoy and that has to fill the void that your first character actually makes. And sometimes the first character, you're lucky if it didn't make one at all.
Yeah.
You know, this is where my players are currently good at because they're currently early.
Well, I think that made it a little bit easier. We haven't really had enough time to really fall in love with our own characters.
Yeah.
We're playing it out and we're still all testing out our characters, at least to some degree. I know that Rob, the character that actually died, he was in love with this character already. He'd gotten creative with the name.
Mm-hmm.
He'd gotten creative with how he's built it. He had a full backstory that was actually working out at the moment, and it kind of just sucks it had to be him, right?
Well, yeah, and unfortunately it was the roll of the dice.
Yeah.
It wasn't that I went out of my way to kill him. It was the fact that when I was rolling his death saves, and I record the numbers too when I do it. The first one I rolled was a natural 1. After that, I rolled a 4, and I really didn't want to think. I really wanted to punch the die roll. I did because I keep to the way that.
That being said, though, I think that it's really good that we've had a player death this early, because this is a new rule that we're implementing.
Yeah.
The fact that the DM rolls a dice. So in our last campaign and in everything we've done since our first campaign, it's always just been the player roll their death saves. So we wanted to change it over to this. I'm pretty sure I was the one that brought it up.
You were.
At first.
Yeah, you were the first one.
Because it gives you a sense of urgency that you don't know what's happening to your friend that's down.
And not just that too, what this did was that because the players had all intent purposes to actually get them up, and it punished them. The reason why it punished them was because
we didn't get
well, the thing was, I was speaking to Jordan after it, and he's like, I was counting, and I got to, like, this is the second time it's rolled the dice, so this next round I'm going to do it, because that way it skips the third. But they didn't account for if I rolled a natural 20 or not.
That's right.
Or if I rolled a natural 1, or it didn't. And because of that, he died. It didn't become their first priority, it became their third priority.
That's right. So, I feel like that's why it's probably good that we've had a play death so early.
Yeah.
So, granted, Rob was probably the only character so far that's, really, really fallen in love with this character, on another level, compared to everyone else. I know that Arthur really enjoyed his character so far. I know that Jordan's enjoying his.
Yeah.
And Kat's enjoying hers as well. She's playing off of an old character. But, it's... I don't know. I don't think it's at the same level that Rob did. Because...
Well, kind of. Rob loved the concept, but I feel like he was doing what he did the last campaign, and was, fell in love with the idea, but then started to fall out of it.
You think he did?
Yeah, because I feel like he knew that he was trying to recreate something he would never capture again.
Yeah.
And, for instance, his character name was Neil Bogboa, which sounds like a good name.
Yeah.
It's just Hobgoblin backwards.
And that's just his race.
Yeah.
And I don't know, every time I've spoken to him about this character, he still seemed really, really, really into it.
Yeah.
So I've not seen him kind of falling out of love with it.
Well,
as you were saying,
the reason why I say that is because conversations I've had with him. Because when it comes to what he refers to as shopping sessions, which are roleplay sessions,
roleplay,
the character isn't that great at just doing them in general. In his own eyes as well. The last character who had that this is following up is because that character could do stupid stuff. It was just known for it to do so. It was a goblin.
Yeah.
He done, and that's how he presented it since day one. And he would get into role play and stuff like that. There was a guy, they went to a town once where they were being starved, and he, there was kids saying nothing was fine, get 3 square meals a day.
It was... none of us were expecting that line to come out of his mouth. No. But yeah, I get what you're saying with that, but I don't know. I personally really loved watching his character be different from that.
He was kind of happy he died.
He was.
He said that. He said,
Okay.
like, if you actually watch the session,
Yeah.
after I said he died, he went mad.
Yeah, I heard that as a Matt, you fucking kill me. Of course you fucking
No,
do.
he had some on his face.
Okay.
He loved the concept of
Alright,
it,
well,
but the way the campaign was, because again, he makes it in a way the campaign goes, and
Yeah.
the campaign wasn't heading that way,
yeah.
and including the character idea of it.
Alright, well, I mean, even better then. It's someone that's not feeling 100% about their character.
Yeah.
But the fact that we've had to play it so early
It's good.
really shows,
I do.
but it really shows how dire the need to get in there while someone's down is.
Yeah.
Because it was legitimately the exact reason why you can't wait 3 turns.
No.
Like, if that had happened any other way, if we had gotten him up on the 3rd turn, I feel like it would have still followed along the same vein as when people are down last campaign when we were rolling our own death saves.
Yeah.
Where we go, okay guys, I'm at 2 failed death saves, I need someone to get me up now.
Yeah.
But it just kind of shifted into, okay, well he's rolled the dice twice and now I have to do it. Not, holy shit, he went down right now in this round, I need to get him back up because he could be dead before he even gets to his next roll.
Yeah, well, I am now, since been doing it, I think that the DM rolling the player's death saves is actually better for more than one reason. One reason is that if the die roll isn't in the DM's favor, the player can't feel bad because the dice aren't rolling on their side.
That's right.
And another thing is, as well, is that it was kind of like the fates said this type of thing.
Kind of.
And it puts more faith in your team.
Look, there's gonna be feel bad moments regardless. You always get, you can either have the dice just went on my side, but then there can also be like that kind of a, maybe there was like some sort of malicious intent at this point because I'm not even rolling my own dice and my character died. But like, I like the urgency that it brings to it. And our group all nearly died.
Yeah.
Well, barring Matt. All 3 of us went down.
It brings suspense as well.
It does. And that's what I like about it. So,
like for you,
my
I didn't roll
character,
out 20 on you.
Zephyr's character, Zephyr and Hex all went down, and Maddie, Kashmir wasn't there to get us up. So without that natural 20, there was a very good chance that all 3 of us died on that session. And I think that was our wake-up call to this system of death saving throws is hardcore and it's terrifying. And this was the one that Wednesday Group's wake-up call to it.
Yeah.
That a character has now died while they were trying to be strategic about it and while they thought they had time.
Yeah. I find the biggest problem with the players rolling the dice actually is the whole strategic part of you physically get to hear how well they're doing.
Yeah, because we have to tell you the result when we roll, so everyone hears the result.
So, and they can just look over and go,
"Oh yeah,
yeah,
you're a one failed death save, you're fine."
Attack.
Or you've succeeded twice, it's fine, we're just not going to bother.
And now it's like a die gets rolled and you have no idea.
You have no idea, yeah.
And you, as a player, are sitting there praying that someone's going to get you up while you're just looking at the DM when they say your name on initiative and roll a die.
And it's not even at the point where like it can be this very similar thing if you're unconscious but stable, and you're watching the fight and you're just sitting there. But when you are on the death saving throws, you're sitting there and you're hoping someone does something. So I don't know. I feel like both groups have now had a really good wake up call to don't let your party members go down and stay down.
Yeah, it's like 2 rounds. Like on that, the first round's fine. The first round will always be fine when they go down.
Yeah.
Always. You don't have to run over and then sacrifice your action to do it. You could always go make an attack. I'm just gonna dash recklessly anyway.
But not really though. So I mean, what happens if you roll the dice once and we go, okay, it's only 1, and then they get attacked?
Oh, yeah, that's me being an arsehole. Yeah.
I mean, that's playing to what the enemy's goals are though as well. If we're going up against a warlord,
I've mentioned that before.
You know,
where you might be versing, some random street thugs. One person goes down. They're not going to worry about.
They're not going to worry about you.
They're going to go up for the people that's still up. Where a warlord
or even like a pack of goblins.
Yeah,
they're savage. They're going to come at you and they're going to until there's nothing of you
left.
left.
It's like one time that.
But at that point, it only takes one hit.
One time for the for Jacob, the other Jacob, there was a character that he was playing and he got power word killed.
Yeah.
And then after that, the enemy he was fighting originally, not the one that did it, just the melee class, just kept beating into his body.
Yeah.
Even though he was dead.
Yeah.
Kept doing it because it's like, you're dead and I'm savagely just finishing.
Yeah. Well, making sure that you're dead.
Yeah.
Because I was actually watching a short on YouTube as I was on my way over here about HP and about we do stupid shit when we get to higher levels when we got enough HP to go around and we hit each other and it's like, haha, I dealt you 8 damage, but it's not going to do anything. And he made a really good point, which is that HP is there for when you're fighting to the death.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really there for when you stub your toe, you take 1 point of damage. 1 point of damage really should be more than that, right?
Yes.
It's when you're actively trying to kill something.
Yeah.
If you're actively trying to kill them and they go down, you're not going to assume that they're dead. You're going to make sure.
The only time I really say you ever really take damage is from physics type thing. Right? From a small fall.
I like that we do it, but it was more the idea of when you're in a fight to the death, they're going to make sure that you're down.
Yeah,
gone. Not that you're just
a lot
hit
of
you in the head a little bit too hard, but you're going to get up in 14 seconds because that's what happens when people get knocked unconscious.
A lot of people think that when you're at when you've taken half your health, you're half dead. That's not exactly it.
No.
HP, in a sense, especially in just my eyes, HP is more like your durability meter.
Yeah.
It's it's not literally your 1 HP, you're just clinging on to health. It is just, you are out of gas.
Yeah.
You're about to be knocked out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you don't die when you go to 0, you're unconscious when you go to 0.
Yes.
And
that's why non-lethally attacking something is relevant, because you can put them to 0, you take down their
and not just that too. I can take down half your health and then explain how bloody you look, and how you look, and you can just go, and if you turn around and go, but I still have half my health, and it's like you just lost half of it.
That's right.
That's a big hit.
Yeah,
that's half of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's just how it goes sometimes.
Yeah.
So
look, I like that we do the whole I'm just gonna use this cantrip on you because I know that you've got the health to tank it, and I'm gonna roll damage for him. We're gonna have a laugh at the fact that I dealt you max damage, but it's more of your opponents aren't necessarily just gonna watch you fall over and go, yeah, we're done with that now.
Yeah, exactly. And in this game, as Arthur and Rob found out recently when Jordan said it to him, that coup de grace is very in this game.
Yes, absolutely.
When they were going to raid the Knolls, Arthur's like, you can't coup de grace. And then Jordan goes, that rule's in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Blades are not just going to do it out of nowhere, but it's more or less if we're being hunted by an assassin, you damn bet he might come in your room one night.
Yeah.
And if you did not take precautions with knowing this information, he'll just straight up kill you.
So, people at home won't know, but in our last campaign, we kind of had an understanding with Blake. If we don't go around coup de grace, then he's not going to do it to us.
Yeah, it's more or less like
it was an understanding.
Don't cheat my enemies, and I won't cheat you players.
That's right. But going along with trying to make this campaign a lot more gritty and having the DM roll our death saving throws behind the screen and not telling us anything, enemies are free to come and coup de grace, even if we don't do it first. It's more gritty, it's more dangerous, it's more real.
Yeah, and you get knocked down and enemy should say, he's like, I'm going to hit you where you're around.
But we're also all people that like the game.
Yeah.
when you go and play a fighting game, the enemies don't take it more easy on you because you're not facing them. They just come up behind you and hit you.
Yeah,
Like,
Dark Souls.
that's right.
Another thing as well is that coup de grace is something that we say. It's a, I don't know if it's a real term.
It is a
It is a
real
real
term.
term.
Yeah.
So what it is that I'm going to take my time to pretty much stab a sword through this person's neck while they're conscious.
Yeah.
And that means instant kill. Now, if you're wondering, wait, but the sword's max damage can only do this, and they've got this much health, it doesn't matter. The whole point of it is that they took their time and they hit you so mortal, they mortally wounded you to the point of death. And you can't just walk up to a conscious enemy and say that, because that's the whole point of the 5-foot square.
That's right.
The whole movement thing. But this, you're unconscious, you are defenseless, and he can just slit your throat. So, for instance, if like Jacob wanted to, early game, he could, as a wizard, have his knife, cast the spell Sleep on one dude,
yeah,
and go shoot Ra.
Yeah.
And he's more than welcome to do that. But he does understand that the more he abuses that system means the more I'm allowed to abuse it as well.
Well, the more likely you're just going to turn it back on me.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if I'm just going to keep doing it, then why are you going to pull your punches?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, coup de grace is actually a French term. It translates to strike of grace, but it means a killing blow, a final blow, or a shot given to kill something. So, like, it's like a real thing. I know that you watched the show as well. Lucifer, they actually say it in the show.
I do.
Yeah. He quotes it at one point in the show. But it's a real actual thing. It's not like made up for D&D or anything. It's yeah. Yeah, well, there you go. That's the exact thing. You want to bring it this way if you want it to be visible.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Hopefully it's in the shot.
Oh, I'll let you know when it catches up. But yeah, it's all in the shot. But if anyone can't actually read, it says the dice giveth, the dice taketh away.
Yes.
Taketh away.
Yeah.
There's no PH on the end. Yes, good.
So when it comes to that, coup de grace is 100% in my game.
Yeah.
And I will kill players, but I'm not gonna do it just out of nowhere. And for instance, the whole of last campaign, a coup de grace never happened.
That's right.
Because I was just too scared that I was gonna do it.
Yeah, like it was the fear of you just doing it back, because you also being the DM, you can just have your enemies just come in.
Yeah.
You can just say, yeah, they made their check without even making a check. Yeah, they get in because they're an assassin. They're designed to do this.
Yeah.
Seems perfectly reasonable they'd be able to do it, and then come in and kill us.
Yeah.
And I know that you wouldn't do it. You would you would 100% have us make checks to wake up to this and that and see if we notice them, but you could, and that's the fear. That's the fear of God that is instilled in you when this kind of thing is in the game.
Yeah, and you are correct. The DM doesn't have to kill the players if a player character kills another player character. Hey.
That is correct.
Katana. Now, to be fair, the dice weren't on her side. More on that.
So that's as far as I've gone with that.
Yeah, pretty
okay. I thought we were bringing that up.
No, because it's not public knowledge.
I know.
Yeah.
That's why I thought we were bringing that up at this point.
So, when it comes to creating a character after you've already, this is your second character.
Yeah, we've already gone way off topic on that. Holy shit.
So, the topic is, how do you make your second character after the first one died?
Yeah.
And because a lot of people don't.
Especially when you're married to your first character.
If you're married to it, even if you hate it, it's easier for you. And the thing is too, there's ways to go about it and ways not to go about it. For instance, people make multiple characters all the time.
Guilty.
People look at it and they don't really make the same. There's not dedication. For instance, there are a few people that have it. Caitlin's one of them, Maddie's one of them, Rob's one of them, Dylan's one of them, who have no second character, because his first character is their character.
They put all their eggs in one basket.
They do not want this one to die.
Yeah.
They're focusing solely on this one. And that's when it becomes hard, because when you die, you're just like, oh crap, I now have to make a new character.
That's right. And it's kind of, it puts you on the spot and you get anxiety about it. And you're like, oh, what if this character isn't any good? And do I have the right character for it? What if I don't like it? That's right.
What if this character's not going to live up to the hype of my first one? And, you know, and sometimes you've just got to know it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay to not make a character that's going to live up to the first one.
And it may not be the case that you should always have a backup character always made. It might not be. I do it because I just have ideas all the time. I'm like, oh my god, that'd be a really cool character. So I throw something together really quick. Yeah. Just because I've got, 16 characters made on between my phone and my tablet doesn't mean I'm going to play them exactly as they are.
Yeah.
I've got my next character pretty much planned out, levels 1 through 20.
Yeah.
But I have so many on there where it's just an idea.
Well, it's not just like that as well. It's like, for instance, when you go, oh, this is a good idea. But you see a lot of people who go, for instance, Arthur, I know his second character was originally meant to be a different class than the one he's thinking of. Because he was meant to be the dungeon delver.
Yes.
And now he's not.
Yeah.
And it can change all the time.
Well, that's it. I mean, let's say that my character dies and I just decide, you know what, maybe I don't want to be playing this one that I built 1 through 20.
Yeah. Well,
it happens sometimes.
Yeah. Well, there's a recurring theme that we find amongst all our players, and this is often actual data that we've gathered. So we've had multiple players keep their. We've had 2 players. Two.
It wasn't many of us.
No, 4 players keep their original character all of last campaign.
Mm-hmm.
They were happy.
Between all 3 groups as well.
Yeah, all the way to the end. We had multiple people lose their first character, and some of them could not find a replacement.
Yeah.
It just couldn't happen. And then we had people lose their first character, and they became even more memorable and better than their last ones. An example for that would be our editor. He played a character that was a wizard. His name was Tobias. And the thing was, it was cool. It was this wizard who originally came from Ravenloft and got shot.
I was gonna say I can't back you up on that. I don't know the specifics.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Ravenloft. He got teleported, planeswalked into the Lord of Astraven, and then he was trying to find his way back. And he did it early because he's like, man, I don't know about this character.
Yeah.
And I'm like, let's do it early. And then he made his bard, and his name was Bard. Which now thinking about it, I was like, oh, great too.
Why did I let this happen?
It was originally Bard with Faces Bard.
Yeah. It just kind of got shortened before it came out.
But that character was so well designed because the fact is he in his mind he had it that I'm going to kill people off screen. I'm going to be an assassin and I'm going to do all this stuff and I'm going to be murderer. And then he did it. His character grew because he did the one key thing you generally say, you put a bit of you in the character.
Yeah.
And
it really makes the character easier to play.
And our editor has a conscience. He has a very, very high, guilt rate where he's like, I can't do this type thing. So he physically can't play a character that he isn't.
That's right. And if he he probably could physically do it, but he wouldn't be enjoying it. He would be,
that's what happened with the wizard.
Sitting there at the start of the session, waiting, looking at his character, say, all right, I have to do it this session. If I don't do it this session, I'm not playing the character the way that it's built. It's not going to be right. And then you force yourself into a play pattern, and you just don't enjoy what you're doing.
Exactly.
You don't enjoy the game.
And then the one thing is that it's funny because he openly knew that his character was going to die. It was his kind of way of trying to jump back to his first character, Tobias, and because he thought that Bard, that was it, But I believe that that was the worst mistake he could have ever done for the fact of the character, because it's one thing he keeps referring to. The one character I've seen him not only have the most roleplay fun, but combat fun, just do a lot of things. And that wasn't to do anything with the DM or anything. That was because of how invested he became in playing said character. He was Bard.
He was Bard.
And then, just out of nowhere, he just decided not to.
So, there you go. We've just got it into chat. His first character, Device Fleetwood, was from Greyhawk and banished to Ravenloft.
Yeah, right. And he was just a psychopath.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, and that's how it goes sometimes with characters, second characters especially. We have Arthur, who actually loved both of his characters.
Yeah.
He played Sid, which was a
Halfling? Halfling, because he was able to re-roll on.
Yeah, Halfling Wizard. Divination.
Yep.
And he loved it. He thought he was great. The day that Meredith died, he cried.
Yeah. It was literally the character that he played so heavy into what his class does, being like the very first ability you get important. And he just took everything he possibly could to say, okay, well, if my whole deal is rolling and re-rolling and choosing dice,
yeah,
I'm going to do absolutely everything I can to roll as many dice as I possibly can for a certain roll until I get a result that I want.
Yeah.
Like, he had Portent, he had Halfling Luck, he had Lucky, the Feat.
Divination.
That's Portent.
Oh,
yeah.
it's important.
I think he had something else as well, and he was able to...
7. It was 7 dice you could re-roll it.
Yeah, like, it was insane.
7 d20s, by the way, and it can be money.
Yeah.
He was just the favorite saying that everyone used to love hearing is, somebody's getting that.
Because he'd do it at the start of every day. He'd just take 2d20, someone's getting that! Because it was either a 20 or a 1.
Yeah.
Or like, something close to, and you're like, that's the one, the one that's going to be fun.
It was definitely the point where it was like, hey Blake, that's something towards you.
Yeah.
And
but the thing as well was, he never once said, someone's getting that one, and didn't give out that die.
Yeah, he always
even if it was a natural one and we were doing a shopping session, he'd make sure that someone was making a check in front of him, and usually the party, you're like, nah, fuck you, not one.
Yeah.
And just to fuck with us, and it was fun for everyone.
And even in like character development, we came up against an in-house joke that we called it, but we came up against a disease called slap cheek, and his character was the one that found the cure.
He named it.
Yeah, he named what it was. And he got invested in the character, but then the character died. Died at the same session as another character, which is poetic for what's currently happening. He died. So he took time, because they all had to take time to understand to introduce a new character. I don't introduce them next sessions. I introduce them when the time is right for the characters to enter the story. For instance, what I did with the first, when players die, is usually I have a session or two
that they take off as well.
But I also, before they come in, I have a session or two with them.
Yeah.
And how they need
to bring them into the party, because they've actually done something around about the same area, rather than just going, oh, and you meet this person, and that's their first introduction.
Yeah, even if it's like off screen, it gives them a bit of, it's like their testing.
Look, it usually is quote unquote off screen. Yeah. Like it's, we haven't.
Well, I will have it off
streamed before, but like, you could do it on stream with them as just like a 30-minute impromptu session where they just do this tiny little job. But when I say off screen, it was when the rest of the group just didn't know about it.
Yeah, you guys.
You'd have them come in, go, all right, we're just going to role play a half hour to an hour session. You could even do it over the phone and just be like, okay, so here's what's going on. Grab some dice. I'm gonna let you fudge your dice roll all you want if you feel like it, but you know we're
This is-
doing
this-
an
so
impromptu
this-
session, so we're getting you used to your character.
And not just that, it also
initially.
gets you established in the world in some form of
That's
way.
it, and you have some prior knowledge. You don't just come in and go, all right, so I know my backstory.
Yeah.
What else does my character know? You've got a little bit of knowledge
so-
as at least the immediate area that you're in.
Yeah. So, hello, Manticore. How you going? Hopefully, I said that right. I'm pretty sure it did.
Yeah, Manticore.
Manticore is like it's a mythological creature.
Yeah.
It's also
It's a D&D creature.
Yeah, how you going guys today? Hope you're going good. Welcome to the podcast. Right now we're talking about how to create another character after your first character has died in D&D.
Yeah.
It is something that doesn't usually get spoken about. It's something that gets looked past because everyone goes, how to deal with player death instead of how to start again from scratch.
Well, it's not even that. It's more that they deal with everything up to. Because, dealing with player death is always a thing. Like, you know, you've got to have that moment of, okay, this has happened. This is final. I'm not retconning this. And that's always something that, you know, kind of comes up, and you have to have that little bit of chat. And it's like, it happened. It's official. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But, like, you never kind of see the next step where people are like, all right, so when you're going to make your next character, what do you do?
So, and then because get back on topic with Sid, the character that died, Arthur then created Sol. Yeah, kept the names nice and simple. Thank you.
He likes to think that he only plays three-letter character names, but then he went straight off the deep end and made Gale.
Yeah.
4 letters.
4 letters.
Disappointed in you, man.
So
You're on a roll.
But the way that is though is the fact that after he made Soul, he had an idea for it. Here's the most common fact. Remember how we speak about how you don't know if your character's going to live up to being as good as your last one.
Absolutely. And Sid was a very loved character.
Yeah, but I'm just going to say this though, right? You're level 5, your character dies. Guess what? That character is no longer the template. The character that's actually going to be from now to 20 technically lived longer, played longer, had more levels and more experience and more things to do.
And
so that is your new template.
And on the flip side though, that absolutely works in reverse. It is so much harder to create a character at 15th level.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Because that means that was the actual template.
Especially when you're used to playing low levels. So, granted, we've really played one official campaign. But we've started, 7, 8 campaigns just with this immediate group, like over lockdown and whatever. But we've started that many campaigns that we are so comfortable playing at low levels and creating a character at low levels that you kind of take in the mindset that you have to go into creating a low level character, which is that I'm not a character that's, already slain a dragon.
Yeah.
I'm the character that's had something happen and a dragon's been part of it, and my goal is to slay the dragon.
This is your backstory.
That's right. And when you come in at those high levels, it's so hard to get out of that mindset and go, okay, look, I'm a 15-year-old kid who's, just run away from home. Oh, but I'm actually level 14.
Yeah.
And I've got these nigh omnipotent godly powers, and I can summon demons, and I can
Well, our plus side about the games that we run is the fact that because I always love low levels.
Yeah.
Because it's the most easiest to run. It also means that when combat comes, it's actually terrifying half the time.
Yeah.
But also it means that the players get to grow with the character. That is my favorite thing about it.
Yeah, absolutely. It
not
really
that,
feels
what
like you're
can I
growing
do?
up.
You know what you can do because you are going with the character step by step.
But it feels like you're growing up.
Exactly.
As you level.
And we have slow campaigns.
Yes.
Slow and long campaigns.
Yes.
Our campaign, last one, didn't run. It went for 2.5 years, but it's not because of that. We had COVID lockdown.
Yeah.
But to be honest, COVID lockdown only added 3 months.
Yeah.
So it
So it was
wasn't
really
it
like
was a 2-year campaign.
it was a near 2.5 year campaign.
Yeah,
It was very near.
If you actually counted
2 years and 2 months.
but
Oh no,
the thing
like
is,
2
you would have
3
actually, if you count the sessions where we played 7
at the
days a week,
start.
yeah.
Yeah,
If
absolutely.
you count all them into weekly,
Yeah.
then that was
We literally missed like what, 6 sessions?
Yeah.
And
That's
like
actually what it was.
that felt like an eternity.
Yeah.
But realistically, we missed 6 sessions and we played like 200.
Not gonna lie, that's fantastic for me because I was the one that said, "Oh man, I don't have 3 D&Ds this week."
Getting back to what I was saying about creating a high level character, that's something that came up, and it came up and it showed itself in that second group of people creating characters where they create a second character and they can't get over their first ones. That was me, and that was my brother. That was me and Jordan. Yeah. We had our first characters all the way up to level, I think it was 15, 16.
It was
15?
No, it was 13.
13.
Yeah, 13.
And
because when you hit level 14, you leveled up once with those characters.
Yeah.
And then you hit level.
We had a ton skip, didn't we?
No. I'm talking about the when you made the twins.
Yeah.
I'm not really counting.
Oh, we're talking about the ones
that
before the twins.
Yeah, because
legitimately, I know that the characters exist, but I always slot them into the timeline.
So your brother had to make one at level 10.
Yeah.
You had to make one at level 11.
Yes. So he got like 2 levels. I got 1.
Yeah. And
we retired the characters straight away.
Yeah.
We just did not like them. Both of us fell into the trap of making a level 1 character backstory. And I realize now that I did as well. Mm-hmm. My backstory was literally that I just wander around and I've just got this magic that I do.
Instead of I've done stuff.
Instead of I've done stuff. And his character was the I'm a 15-year-old kid and I'm running away.
But you are.
But he's level 10 and he, has the ability to literally kill most things in the world at this point.
Actually, no, I wouldn't even say level 3 because you have your subclass at that point.
That's right.
And subclassing means you've honed a skill.
That's it.
Like, for instance, in the story of Paladin gets the head oath.
Yeah.
And, if you get that before the story, that kind of makes sense. But as you start from level 1 and go to get your oath, it's more impactful because you make your oath as you're there.
But you can come in at level 3 and go, okay, I've made an oath, and that's why I'm slightly more powerful than most people.
Well, what would you rather?
At level 3.
Would you rather make a first level character or a 10th level character? What is your
first? 100%. I like playing low levels and growing with the character.
Yeah.
And I think that's the one of the biggest pitfalls with Westfield that I had. Like, I stand by. I retired the character because I messed up when I placed my stats and my skills and my my item that I took that you allowed us to take. I just fundamentally I messed up. I wanted to play one way, but all the things that I put into the character made it play a different.
Not just that too. I was about to say this. Again with the whole roleplay aspect, right?
Yeah.
The
roleplay didn't help.
No, but this applies just as much as roleplay as it does apply as the character and class.
Yeah.
You have an idea, you sit down, you play the first session, that idea is now implemented.
That's right. Yes, absolutely.
You have now done something else because you physically get to play the character, you got the test, you had fun and you rolled with it.
That's it.
And now that's what it's going to permanently be.
Yeah.
And in your mind, if you make a level 1 character, you're growing, you go, okay, well, since I've been doing this, let's level in this.
Yeah.
If you make a level 10 character, you go, I've invested 10 levels in this, so I guess I'm still going.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to change it now and I'm going to mess up.
100%.
So that's not only in roleplay, because you can go, I'm planning on to be the,
but you also don't get the shit levels.
And then you're just like...
Where you don't get those shit levels.
Where
you go, okay, so this build, I know where I want it to end, and it's a multi-class build, but where the hell am I starting those levels? Because there's always shit levels in a multi-class build where you go, well, I literally just lost the level.
Yeah.
Every time there is no escaping it. There is no best time to take that level.
Oh crap! I don't get my second attack to level 7.
Yeah.
Too early.
Yeah. But there is no best time to take that level.
No.
There legitimately is not, because the first time you do it, unless your build is literally
Min-max.
like a Sorlock, like, you know, Sorcerer Warlock, and you're taking literally
one
or two levels into Warlock.
Yeah.
But that
Or
one
even the
or two
third
levels is it's when it gets to 3 that I feel like it gets like a lot. Because
you're packed.
and it's specifically Warlock.
Yeah.
Because everything you could possibly want out of Warlock is in your first level.
It's actually
First 1 or 2 levels.
It's actually the same as Barbarian.
Kinda,
Because everything you would possibly want out of a Barbarian.
I've not looked into the Barbarian.
No. But the thing is, it's like, what do you get as level 1 as a Barbarian? You get
rage.
And
we don't even care about on our defense. We care about rage.
Yeah, the second thing you get, Danger Sense at level 2.
Oh yeah,
And
totally forgot about Danger Sense.
which is advantage.
But like,
So
going back to the
Warlock,
Warlock, there's no shit level there.
No.
Because you took Warlock,
which
so
gave
you could
your
get
pact.
Eldritch Blast,
Yep.
and you could get a few cool little abilities from whatever the pact you took was. Like, you know, let's say you go into the Warlock that I played, which was a Celestial Warlock. You've now got your little bit of healing ability, which you can't get as a Sorcerer unless you're the Divine Sorcerer.
Or you go as a fighter, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to take Hexblade.
Yeah.
And now you have
exactly. And you're just like, okay, it's fine. I didn't actually take a turn on a level off. Yeah. I actually just got everything I needed from that level, and it did make my class better.
Yeah. Or even as a Warlock, and you go, okay, well, I am the Hexblade, and I want to be able to take damage a bit more and do more. And you go, I'm going to take 1 level in Barbarian.
Yeah.
Bam, you now have half damage.
That's it.
And extra damage.
But when you do the builds where you're like, okay, I'm going to be playing, you know, a base fighter.
Mm-hmm.
So already you've cut out your, okay, I'm going to take 1 level and I get something really cool.
Yeah.
Base fighter, I'm going to go, you know, 5 levels to get my extra attack. And you're like, okay, everything's been fantastic up until here.
Yeah.
And then you take 1 level in Wizard for, I don't know what the reason. Sorcerer.
Yeah.
And you take the 1 level in Sorcerer, and what do you get out of 1 level in Sorcerer?
You do Sorcerer, so that way you're a battle
you already get your subclass for the Sorcerer.
Yeah.
But what do you really get?
Nothing,
you get like
1 level
3 level 1 slots.
No, isn't it 1?
I think it's more.
It's 2.
It's 2 or 3.
It's 2 at level 1 and it's 3 at
but
level 2.
But you get those very few slots, and you get very few spells, and you've got your subclass, and like the subclass is a great level 1.
Yeah.
But you just feel like you've lost something.
Yeah.
And you've lost something until that Sorcerer level gets up to like 3. When you've got enough slots to do something with it.
Yeah.
But there's that shit part right there. But you miss that. And I hate that you miss that when you come in at level 10. You're like, yeah, cool, I've already taken my 3 levels in Sorcerer. So I don't need to play those shit levels. But you miss out on the shit levels. You miss out on having to figure out the character in those hard times.
But there's also one thing that I want to point out in what you're saying, because it does work into it, is that when everyone goes, okay, I'm hit 6th level, so 5th level got my air attack, 6th level I get nothing. So why not do a subclass, multiclass? Do you know what you've just done?
You missed out on the 7th level.
No, you don't just. You don't just. Make it not exist anymore unless you dedicate yourself in the rest of that level and like that class.
Yeah.
You have now just missed out on your 7th level. You are.
That's right.
You aren't just going, oh, and this slot's in here. No, you go, and I'm going to push this under here.
That's exactly what it is.
And you have now made probably a worse decision for yourself.
Yeah, but that's the shit level.
Yeah, exactly.
And, like, as much as I'm calling it the shit level is the best level.
Oh, it's always the best level.
Because you learn how to play your character in a really difficult time in the character's being. There is a very good chance that the first time you take that dip into a largely inconsequential class, you die.
Could you?
Yeah.
Stunning.
There is a massive chance that that's what happens.
Another thing as well is when people go, to beat out on you suck it.
I was trying to figure out if it actually started charging.
The one thing I love is well, you multi-class early, so what you do is you do this level and this, and then when you hit level 2, you do it in this. It's like, you suck.
You've just missed out on your level 2.
Yeah, and not just that too.
We
When-
just
when you're-
started
when
a
you're-
campaign
when you're
at level
going-
2.
Yeah, when you're going level 1, your character sucks.
But like, let's put it this way: we just started out at level 2,
Oh.
and how many times have I told you until last Friday?
Yeah.
Fuck! I can't wait to just be level 3.
Yeah, which
Because level 3 is where everything changes. Because I have enough slots,
yeah,
and I also have the ability to upcast a lower slot.
Yeah.
So I can actually make some kind of a decision with my character.
and not just that as well. So, by the way, you're welcome, because I was like, when my mindset was going into this campaign, it was always, they're going to be level 1.
Yeah.
And it was actually just like a quick minute decision to make you level
Level
3,
2.
Level 2. It was, I think it was like a week before the original time I thought we would start.
Yeah. Because I remember having the conversation with you.
Yeah, which was, I was like,
Because originally you were going to have it start at level 3.
oh, no.
The first time you brought it up.
Yeah, and then like I spoke about it and I said, wait a minute, story-wise it doesn't make
It doesn't make sense.
because like Jordan doesn't get to make it. Oh yeah.
And now that's
and
like
the other
obviously gonna be
Jacob
a
would just
massive
have
part.
packs, would have like packed of whatever he's picked,
Yeah.
and that means that he just straight up has it. So
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? No, let's not start them off as level 3. It would make sense for people who was like Neilbog,
Yes.
who would be the monster slayer
Yeah.
that he is. And even when
I-
we're
I-
making Neilbog's backstory, right?
Yeah.
We had to figure out what he hasn't killed. Like, he hasn't killed anything like this.
Yeah.
You know, he was just a monster slayer who killed smaller things.
Yeah.
And that was like,
But like, it also played into the fact that I wasn't originally going to be playing this wizard. I was going to be playing Bard.
you could.
But the way that this Bard was meant to play, I needed my subclass to make my backstory make sense. That's literally what happened. And so we went, you know what? Why don't I just play the character? And, you know, if it comes up, it comes up. If it doesn't come up, is that actually just all of it? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Lovely.
I have to stuff.
But it was literally that. If it comes up, it comes up. Great. If it doesn't, that's fine. I can play this character another time. But the real thing was that character now doesn't make sense. And I loved playing this character from level 2. It's been shit because all I've been saying is, hey, I can't wait to get to level 3. But playing these seriously underpowered levels with literally the strongest class in the game before they become a strong class, it's solved, and I know everything I have to do. I know when I have to do it. But it's just been fun having that sense of, you know what? I'm actually very, very likely to die this session. And that happened on session 1.
Should I pop that?
I'd love to pop that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to pop that.
But that happened on session 1.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm very, very likely to die this session. And then on session 2, I went, I'm very, very likely to die this session. And on session 3, I said the same thing.
Yeah.
And that fear has been so fun.
And also, like, what is it? Dylan's got me so sad.
Yes.
And it makes sense because he's actually gone righteous. He's finally getting to do what he plans on doing.
That's right.
The
And-
right thing.
But it's never... not never. It's not fun playing certain characters and saying, okay, so my backstory is that I was this horrible person,
Yeah.
but now I'm the good person and I'm already the good person.
Yeah.
It's really fun walking into it going, I used to be a bad person, and now I'm trying.
Yeah, I'm trying.
I'm not strong enough to say, and I haven't done enough to say that I am a good person now,
Yeah.
but I'm trying.
You
and
are.
I'm getting there. And, God, that makes all the
Yeah,
difference.
he is trying.
Yeah, well, that's my point. And the fact that he's now hit 3, and he's now making his oath, and that's where he can start to make the transition, say, you know what? I've just saved, or helped save 2 towns from, like, you know, massive threats. And I've done it without being compensated. like we were in the first town,
but the second,
but not fully really.
No. You got.
We did something, and
kind of a
what we
favor.
got out of it wasn't even the favor yet.
Yeah, you got the coin.
We got a promise of if we do something for them.
Yeah.
So like, realistically, like I'm getting technical here. Technically, we've gone and saved 2 towns for little to no reward.
Yeah.
And that for his character is massive.
But it's also in the character development, right? There's a duality.
Yeah.
Nah.
Pop-Tarts!
Whoa.
That just nearly fell apart.
I turned it down this time.
Yeah. We pulled it out last time and they nearly fucking killed it.
There was also the point where they had the whole, what do you call it? So the duality of what's going on is that you have one hand where Dylan or Zephyr is currently doing the whole, I'm doing this for little to no reward and I'm going to do it. And on the other hand, you have Hex, who's like, oh yeah, straight up, I'll leave this town.
Yeah.
I'll leave this town burning. I don't want to get hurt, but also my friends are doing the right thing, so I will follow them.
Yeah.
But if it was left up to me, I'd leave.
Yeah. And then you've got me who's like, fuck, can we just actually get this fucking ball rolling? Like, I'm doing these things because, I have to.
Yeah.
I have to do them to get to the next part because currently my character is not exactly happy with how things have happened. I've done all these things and I'm no closer to reaching my goal.
Well, I don't know why Kashmir's doing it.
I don't know either. But like, I'm no closer to reaching my goal. So like, the character's happy that we're getting somewhere and we're doing good, but I'm not, my goal hasn't actually been furthered at all yet. Until we finish this for the water direct. Yeah. My goal hasn't even moved forward yet.
No, and you've actually traveled so far backwards in the movement because.
Oh yeah. But like that difference in all 4 of our characters wouldn't happen if we came to level 3.
By the way, let's talk about about what happened in last session.
Yeah.
And how you proved it. Now, I believe what they've done. I don't want to say it, but I'm saying it. It's a bit of metagaming.
It is.
It's a real bit of metagaming.
Okay.
And I understand why, because if they weren't players who had already gone through it before, they wouldn't know what to do.
Yes.
But they did. They found a roleplay reason.
I'm gonna say I tried to metagame our way towards not doing the metagaming thing. I tried.
Yeah, it didn't work.
It didn't work. So, we in our game, we explained this on the day. If we ever roll percentile and we roll 66, we nominate someone to roll a d6. If you roll a 6, 666, devil's number, all that kind of mumbo jumbo. You summon some kind of fiend or demon or devil or something that's going to try and kill you. You then roll a d8.
To determine how hard this challenge is going to be. It's
D8's
not challenge
the
rating.
No.
Yeah.
So, like, we've rolled an 8 before and we've gotten a Balor. But we've also rolled, like, a 4. A 4, was it? Or something? For the Nelkashnet.
No, it's challenge rating 11.
It is.
But in terms of difficulty, it's not that difficult.
It's not. And I think we killed that at like, most of the party was level...
Like, you might be looking at something that's a challenge rating, like, 4 right now, and it's just because what it can do makes it so hard.
That's right. But, so what's happened is I've been infected by this thing. I've been not really possessed. It's just kind of latched itself to me. But I've gone, you know what? There was black smoke. I don't like black smoke. Let's go and see if there's someone that's more attuned to this wizardry thing that I am right now and see if they can make this thing stop.
Yeah, if they have any idea of what the hell to do right now.
Yeah. And that's me metagaming. 100% that was me metagaming, going, let's continue. Because we're heading, our initial goal is let's head to the Wizard's Tower and go and find out more about Hex's, backstory potentially, And I've got shit that I can do there because I'm a wizard. I can try and, gain access to a couple more spells and yada, yada, yada. But, fuck it. Wizards, they'll know what to do. Let's go there. Let's get this sorted. And then we have Dylan coming in. I'm gonna
read his abilities.
Yeah.
Now,
I'm gonna be able
do you
to
know
detect
why-
things.
So there's a reason why I know it was metagame. It's not only because of that. Like, in a sense, flavor-wise, detect good and evil could have just happened. It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
100% it could have
let's-
happened.
I'm going to quickly do a check.
Yeah, 100% good.
The reason what was is that he detected 2 lots of fiends,
Mm-hmm.
and he instantly looked at the person who rolled and failed the save and went straight to him.
And we said
And
that
never-
I failed to say.
And he never questioned. He never
Yeah.
questioned Jacob. He never questioned Hex.
For all we know, Hex could be infected.
Yeah.
For all we know, Dylan could be infected by one. He can't see himself.
I never said fail or succeed.
Yeah, but the point is that they rolled higher than I did.
Mhm.
There could have been 17 things that come out of that shit. And the DC to succeed this could have been 22 because we rolled a 7 out of 8.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is that the metagaming part was that he detected evil off Hex,
Yeah.
and he just looked at you. Didn't even
But-
whatever's in him is you.
But that's the metagame though.
That's what I'm saying.
Hex rolled what? Like a 16?
Hex didn't roll. I
Oh,
told
he
him
didn't.
not to roll.
Oh, okay. Then you
And
got
I
even
think rang
better.
alarm bells.
Even better. But I rolled a 6.
Mhm.
And when you tell someone to roll a saving throw and they say 6, they have always failed that save.
Mhm.
I don't think there is a save in any of these books that is below a 10.
No, all
A saving throw. I don't think
all
there's
the
a single
saving
one.
throws that would be below 10 but above 5 would be just not hard saving throws.
But is there one?
Written down note in the challenge of like how hard a save would be.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. In the scaling,
Yeah,
like
in the
homebrew
scaling,
stuff.
yeah.
But like,
In the determining as the dungeon master
yeah.
how hard something is.
Yeah.
That's when you show a 5, but nothing literally in the book has a DC.
There is literally like CR 1/4, like
And DC's 11.
yeah. But like, there's also just CR like 1/4 things that are like, okay, it's a snake, it's a poisonous snake. When it bites you, it's DC's 10. And like this is just like your regular ass snake that you find in the backyard here in Australia.
Oh, that's not a regular one. The DC there is 15.
No, but like that's what I'm saying. But it's just called poison snake.
Yeah.
Like, so it could be.
Yeah.
It could just be your regular old friggin' snake that we find in our backyards. And like, we get bitten by it depending on the snake. It's one of those ones where, if you get bit by a red belly, maybe the DC is 15 or 20 or something. But like, if you get bit by something else, you've got, a week before that thing has any chance of dealing you any real damage.
More likely.
But like, that's going to be a 10 according to this book.
Yeah.
So if you hear someone roll a 6 on their saving throw, you go, cool, they failed.
So, but the thing was, it's like, you should be fine. Also,
Okay.
another thing is, it's like, one thing I more than less thought of as well, I was very lenient on you guiding the cart while meditating. I actually should have said you weren't able to meditate because of how stressed you were. If you were going
That's
to
why you
like,
counted it as a short rest.
Yeah.
though, right?
that's why I did that. I was still kind enough to
Yeah.
give you the short rest type thing.
Yeah.
But the whole point of it was like, I should have had you guys stop at some point.
That's fair.
There's no way the cart, like you on the cart yourself, or at least switch over, right?
Yeah.
But
Well, actually, no. I don't think that would have changed anything. I think even if I wasn't guiding it, I still would have been too
stress.
stressed to get a rest.
Yeah. And
So I think, barring, you making a stop, and I still don't get a rest, and it takes us longer, and I end up, accumulating exhaustion, saying, screw it, you get a half.
Maddie could have
Like,
beat
half of
the
it.
crap out of you too. You were unconscious.
Yeah, but unconscious isn't rest.
You're right.
You know what I mean, though? Like, short of just doing that, because I 100% wanted to play up that, okay, that's it. I need this thing gone,
Yeah.
and I'm not sleeping until I get it.
Well, I believe right now you have like level. I said you have
We said
level
level 1
exhaustion.
fatigue.
Is it,
Yeah, you gave me
exhaustion?
fatigue.
Which ones? I'm so confused.
Fatigue's that one that we do when we go.
No, you have exhaustion.
Okay, you told me fatigue.
Fatigue.
Maddie got
used to it.
exhaustion because of
Yeah.
the cold.
Yeah.
Because that is
correct.
literally exhaustion.
And you get
You-
exhaustion as well.
Okay. You told me
no.
fatigue, and
So
I took it as.
in D&D 3.5 is called fatigue.
Alright.
So exhaustion. The only way you get fatigue is by going out.
Yeah.
All right. Just if I say it, just automatically go. Yeah. He means this.
Look, I assumed fatigue because you're saying, okay, look, I'm gonna let you have a short rest.
No.
So it's not going to actually benefit you beyond. You're not going to get exhaustion.
Yeah.
But you will get fatigue, which is it's not as extreme.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
So I thought that was the point.
Currently, you would have exhaustion, which is just disadvantage because you can't focus.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Oh, what are you doing? What are you folding it?
So I don't want to knock it and have it fly off.
But how are you gonna knock it?
Trust me. Just trust me. I'll make it happen. And so when that's done, I just unfold it and put it back.
By the way, if people can't read this, I don't know. It says frosted cookies and cream, which is actually not bad.
It's actually so good.
Yeah.
And Blazar, we have a toaster because we're eating Pop-Tarts.
Yeah.
You can see them on the side of Blake over here in front of
You
the.
don't know. In this podcast, it's a lot more relaxing than anything else.
Than when we started it? Yeah.
I bring in pancakes, Oreos, Doritos, Pop-Tarts now. We might even make, the next one, grilled cheese sandwiches.
There's another reason why I love, properly hosting this podcast. Because I'm always here for when you're like, you know what, we're doing pancakes. And I'm like, fucking give me some pancakes.
It's like I walked out of the house today with the toaster and the Pop-Tarts. And I'm like,
I straight up did. I was sitting outside waiting for him in his backyard.
The thing is, though, my mother looks at me and she goes,
Why
do you have that? And I said, we get snacky. You just lost your shit when I said that.
He's right though. We do get snagging.
It's just that's it.
We look at each other. It's like a
Yeah.
look of like, can we just fucking wrap this shit
Yeah.
up? So I'm getting hungry. I want to go to
But
Macca's.
the thing is, though, is when we do D&D, there's no point of crap. I just want to have something quick.
Yeah,
to
we
nibble
have a
on.
break in the middle of it.
Yeah, break in the middle of it, and it all depends. No one actually eats on the break. No one actually.
Oh no, 100%.
Ubers and eats when I actually tell them generally the time frame, which is always
Yeah.
between 9:30 and 10, is when the break happens.
Yeah.
And
We 100% know when it's coming. No one eats though.
yeah,
Look, in my defense, I eat before I come.
yeah.
So I've already had dinner when I get here. So I don't need to eat.
Smart way.
But literally 90% of the people that play our games do not do that.
I don't because I'm getting set. But yeah, when it comes to this, we're just we can.
Yeah, Pop-Tarts.
Podcast. I might Uber to the studio.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, 1 second, then I just might walk in with a big family size
back in a
pizza.
minute.
You know, this is the podcast. We're gonna do whatever we want on here.
That's right.
That's why if you're a guest, guess what? I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with it.
You might get
I'm
something to
gonna
eat too.
Yeah. That's why I can do. But the one thing is, it's last Wednesday, Kat looked at me and she's like, "I need to pee," and I'm like, "Good."
So
Don't
why
say
aren't
it.
you leaving?
She tried to say it in a way that she wasn't going to be picked up on the microphone, but she didn't understand that the way I've set the microphones up now, you get picked up.
You do, but it's also a matter of there has to be a lower decibel range
Yeah,
when we go.
but if someone's
Because-
talking, the mic's open and it will catch you.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't know if you've got them set up the same way.
Oh, they are.
If I speak into the microphone
and we were actually talking, you know?
Yeah. I literally just said if I whisper into the microphone, you won't be able to hear what I'm saying. I don't know if that picture's up. There should be the same mic setup, so you shouldn't have been able to hear it. But there has to be some lower threshold, and so I think she's just kind of like, oh yeah, I need to pee.
Yeah, but
like that 100% just picked me up,
Yeah.
and there's some freaking point where it just doesn't, and it gets me.
My favorite one was she went to duck underneath the camera to pass me, but she didn't realize the camera was actually aiming right at
perfectly
me,
captured.
so she was in frame. And then when she come back, she
into frame?
ducked in frame. Instead of just walking past, she ducked into the frame. And it's like, so, like, it's not like the old setup where it was like the L or the straight where you could walk around the actual set. It was, you got to walk past.
Yeah, we had a fake wall set up. Like, it was literally just pushed up against the desk, or
No, it was pushed up against the.
yeah. A little bit of shelving. Like, there was stupid amount of room behind the fake wall.
Yeah.
So it was 100% doable. You can avoid the camera, but you can't do that now.
No.
So just walk past it.
But yeah. So, continue on.
Well, the other thing as well is that we've gotten so... Yeah, I'm nearly done. We've gotten so off topic already. And that's the other great thing about this podcast. Yeah, we do what we want. We also just stop talking about the topic of the podcast, which is meant to be what do you do when you have to make a second character. All we've talked about is why you have to make a second character and why it's sometimes shit to have to make a second character. But when you make a second character, you literally just have to look at it as the first character you made, and you have to build it in your head that way, and then assume, okay, I'm gonna look through how this character would have progressed if I'd done all the things that my first character did. And I feel like that's 100% a thing, and I feel like that's why my third character played well and I enjoyed it, even though we did retire them, but for story reasons.
Yeah, to be back.
That's right. But when I was playing that character, God, I loved playing it, and I loved being an asshole to the rest of the party, and it worked really well. But it was because I didn't, fall into those pitfalls. I built a character that was
meant to be that.
That was meant to be that level, and whose past accomplishments were actually something that I'd talked to you about.
Yeah, you beat a dragon.
Yeah, we had already fought, what was it? It wasn't a red dragon, because I was a red,
that was a black dragon.
We'd fought a black dragon, and we'd killed a black dragon. It was like an adult black dragon. Just the two of us. We'd just kind of gone out and been like, nah, fuck this guy, and we killed him. But it grounds you in the level. Having that backstory of, yeah, we killed a black dragon.
It's where people have the problem of the reverse of that, where they're at a low level and they say they have a compliment from black.
It's the meme of you're building your first character. You are level 1 and you're a fighter. My home was burnt down by a dragon. They killed my family, and so I went out and I avenged them all by killing it, and I am now the hero of my town.
Yeah, or
and I'm level 1, and I'm probably gonna die to that goblin over there.
Or again, the same joke. My family was murdered, so I've been living in the streets. I have joined a thieves guild. Yeah, and then I became an assassin. I now assassinate people. It's like, dude,
but you're a level 1 rogue, and you do not have the assassin subclass. No. You are not an assassin.
But there's even ways to have such a thought-through background that is not thought by the character, by the way. Because it kind of makes me mad about that. But because
here we go.
Because she's very forgetful.
No, we've just gotten. Rob's just chimed in. His backstory was he killed a goblin, and it was fun, so he kills them all. And that was 100% the thing. Every time he saw a goblin, he shot at it. But it started with he killed a goblin.
and then found it funny, so he killed the other one.
So he killed the other ones in that little group. It was probably what, like 5 that he killed?
Yeah, that
Sure, that's fine.
But the thing is, too, it's not like he killed them with swords. He
Yeah.
killed them
With a gun. Yeah, he shot them. That's what guns do. They
Yeah.
kill things.
And he was a goblin part of that pact.
Yeah.
It's not like they turn around straight away. They found that funny too, and then started to go on it.
Drop one by one. By the time the last one figure out what was happening, they're like, oh shit, and he had a 1v1 fight. Like,
Well, there's like Caitlyn's backstory is so well thought because her character was in the first campaign and now it's in the second one, and her character has so much throughout, and her character didn't retire, left that campaign being level 17, and
Yes.
she's now level 1. But the reason being, no, she's level 3 now.
well, yeah, since last.
But yes,
Section.
she started level 2. But the reason being is because she used to be a warlock and she lost her patron. And that meant she lost everything.
But like, didn't lose her patron in like, I stopped taking levels.
Yeah, like
It was the patron went, you know what?
you deserve none of this.
Yeah. You
So-
don't deserve this. So she's worldly.
Mhm.
She's done a lot. The reason why she's now weak and frail and everything is because her patron just went, you know what? Fuck ya. And took it all away.
Literally. That's why you can be level 1, because she's not as durable anymore. She doesn't have the innate magic in
Yeah.
her. She's doing different things with this new class, so that means she's not good at it.
Yeah.
So that's why you
It
can be
also
like that.
wouldn't make sense if that character was a wizard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, exactly.
Someone who's studied all their life for all of this magical talent.
Mhm.
Actually, you probably could do it with a wizard. They get amnesia or something.
Or unless
But a
it's
sorcerer,
like-
sorcerers have innate magic.
Mhm.
It is literally born from within themselves.
amnesia.
But if you get amnesia and you're already this wildly powerful thing, you're just this wildly powerful thing that sometimes blows up a city.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't mean you're level 1, you're level 17 without any
Yeah,
knowledge
well,
of your
I think
abilities.
one of the best ways to do something like that, right? Especially if like you're a wizard, right? And you were level 20 at one point and now you're not. The way you could kind of play that off as is that you just haven't, if you're an elf, I haven't practiced in years.
Yeah.
I know how to do it, but I know how to do it early because I have to reteach myself. Or even where it's a trope of, I'm a wizard and I know innate tricks, but I'm learning to be a fighter.
Yes.
So I practice and I train to get my body ready for this, and I haven't done magic in years.
I
They
think
go, why don't you do magic anymore? I don't have a spell book.
Well, I think this actually really ties in really well. This wizard one, and I've not done it in years. We do spells a little bit differently. We don't.
Actually, spells is one of the only things we homebrew.
It is. No. What we're doing isn't actually technically homebrew.
Oh, do you think with the spell?
Is that in PHP or DMG?
I
I think it's in the DMG. So, technically,
There's two ways of
we
actually
use
being a
spell
spellcaster.
points, not spell slots. Technically.
Yes, but we integrated them both together.
Yeah. It's just easier to do.
It's called spell stacking.
Yeah. Oh, no.
No, it's what I call it.
Oh, it's okay. I've never heard that before. But
Exactly.
what it is it's combining spell slots to make a higher slot.
Correct.
You don't get the higher slot. You use 2 level 1 slots as if it was a second level slot.
Yeah, and that means that you lose two spell slots to cast a higher spell.
Yeah.
And also, then there's no argument to going. One, if I use a level 3 spell and use to make a level 1, can I break them? It's like no. You will use that level 3 to cast them.
That's right.
You're downcasting.
But
That's an
what-
actual rule.
yeah. But what I kind of really like about it is it does give us that way of doing the level 20 wizards out of practice.
Mhm.
Because you let them keep their spellbook. They were a level 20 wizard, they had access to foresight and wish and all of this. And it's still in their spellbook, but they've not cast it in so long that they're only able to muster small bits of magic. And with our system, what you could actually literally do is go, okay, I've now leveled up to level 2 and I've got 3 levels, 1 spell slots. I'm going to cast a 3rd level spell.
Yeah,
Even though I shouldn't have 3rd level slots,
Mhm.
I'm going to cast a 3rd level spell, but now I'm out for the day.
Yeah, you can
Because that's
literally
what my stamina's allowing
You
me
can
to do.
literally go, alright, here's that like lightning bolt
Yeah.
that comes straight out of you. Everyone's like, what? How'd you do that? And then you're just laying there, you're just like
Like,
out of breath,
exhausted.
and you're just
Yeah.
like, I'm not gonna do that again.
It's been a while.
and then when you hit that, they go, oh, how'd you do that? And you go, well, I've gotten used to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That can actually fully be a backstory thing, but the one thing is you got to make sure the player you let that do is responsible, understands that it's the game for everyone.
Yes.
Because if you give them the ability to write out a spell book that they previously had that has access to literally every spell that they had in their backstory, what that means
It can
is
break the
that
game.
if they do have wish and they have a level 2, they have 2 level
5th level
four,
is the first time you can do it. I worked it out.
Yeah.
5th level is the first time
And
you
then,
can do
like,
it if you
I'm
use
gonna
all the
cast
slots
Wish.
for it.
and it's like that's insane.
Yeah.
So probably, only if you know someone's going to be.
It's
super
a matter of taking it with a grain of salt and planning out what your character knew in retrospective.
Well, it's like
So you don't go, yeah, cool,
like
this is what I want to have.
Well, you can make the most powerful character at level 5.
Yeah.
Being a wizard.
Yeah.
Because all you have to do is this: pick the Blade of Songs or whatever it's called. The one I played,
Blade Singer.
Blade Singer.
Yeah.
Good subclass, by the way.
Very good subclass.
Blade Singer. And then you had, in your old days, it's why you use swords now, because you're not so attuned at the whole casting.
Forecasting
And
part.
then you're like, okay, well, you're at level 5, and you're like, I'm going to sack spell slots and cast Foresight.
Yeah.
You are now just the hardest thing to deal with.
Yeah. But I feel like that's okay. So when you build that character, because you only, you can only do it once a day, and you really only need to do it once a day.
Because it lasts
But
the whole day.
it lasts 8 hours.
Well, 8 hours is pretty much.
But what if you then get ambushed afterwards?
Yeah, but I've got to then.
You know what?
It is.
It's doable. Is my point. It's doable. But if you plan out that character in reverse and go, and I'm now level 1. Yes, I'm planning it as if I was a level 20 character. I'm not going to go, all right, level 20. What I want to know Wish when I'm level 20. You go, okay. I was a level 20 character, but what's going to make sense as I'm leveling? Should I really be taking Wish? Should I really be taking Foresight? Or should I pick up those spells later?
Yeah.
Man, I can't find this. I'm not,
Yeah. During lockdown.
We did.
I made up a system ages before
Yeah.
we realized it could be kind of a system. Spell points are really different though. I think it worked out better to use spell points actually. No, spell slots.
It's spell slots, it's easier.
Yeah.
Because you
Spell points.
can't do the whole 9th level thing when you're level
Yeah.
5,
And
because
also
they cost more.
And also spell points is really that's hardcore.
Alright, well here, look. 9th level spells, Wizard, Time Stop.
Mhm.
You get 3 rounds, but you can't damage anyone in those rounds. That's 100% a spell you could use with this.
Can't you damage it?
No, if you damage someone, it ends early. But it's used for setting up hazards, 3 turns of hazards. Or what you do is you go, okay, use my 9th level spell slot when we've been ambushed. Now I'm going to cast Haste on myself, Slow on the enemies, and I'm going to...
Well, you can't because you ran out of spell slots.
No, so when you're higher...
If you're
Yeah. Because what you use it for is you go, okay, yeah, time stop, I'm going to cast Haste on myself, Slow on them, and I'm going to, set up Mage Armor, or whatever. But now you're set up, because that's what the intended use of time stop is.
Yeah.
But if you go back to level 5, as that character that's, getting back into practice, you go, I'm going to cast time stop. You're out of spell slots, what are you going to do? And it gets better as you level up. Once you get to level 6, you go, all right, time stop. I'm going to cast Mage Armor on myself, and then I'm going to, hit someone.
Yeah. So making it.
Or you could do, Mage Armor's level 1. Yeah, so you could do that. And then you go, okay, well, I got that 3 turns. No,
Okay.
just last 3 turns. But you 1d4 plus 1 goes, so it's actually up to 5. I thought it was 3.
Oh.
I just read that then. But you know what I mean? So you then go, now that I'm level 6, I can utilize that time slot, but for a first level spell.
Yeah.
And what am I going to do over up to 5 rounds with a first level slot? I'm probably just going to cast Mage on myself, because we were ambushed. So like, picking your spells at that point is really, really, really important. Like even something like True Resurrection, you need 25,000 GP worth of what is it? Yeah, diamond dust or diamonds. In order to cast it, you can have it. Sure, go for it. Are you ever really casting it?
So you're gonna earn the diamond.
That's right. So it's just working backwards. I feel like it's the way that you build that character, and you build it so that it's not stupidly wildly overpowered because you're just casting Foresight.
One thing, yeah. So when it comes to building your second character, because that's the topic.
We're talking about building the second character and building it as these weird things.
So it depends on the level you pick, but make sure rule number 1. Here, Jacob. Right, no, rule number 1.
Ugh.
In my opinion, I will say rule number 1. Now, it doesn't mean this is the order. This is just rules that you have. Okay, so number 1 isn't the most important. Neither is number 5 isn't the most important, or whatever we come to. But rule number 1: build your character to the level you are playing at, and that means roll backstory, rise, and all that stuff. So that way, it is going to be on like theme.
Yep. So build your level currently. You are a level 10. You're not a level 1. You're not. The rules are different.
Yeah. If you are not level 18, you are level 10. So 18 doesn't say that I fought a Tarrascan 1. That's level 10. Sorry. Level 10 says that I fought 5 ogres at once.
Yeah, and come out on the other side.
Yeah. I went toe to toe with a bullet.
Yeah. Those things are cool. I really want to use one or fight one. Either or. I'll probably use it before you put it in one any game of Ogre.
As a barbarian, I wrestled a Getty.
Yeah. Like these, like they're still cool feats. But you're not saying, oh yeah, I'm literally.
I 1v1 a Belor.
Yeah, I killed God. Like, you know. Build to your current level.
Yeah. So build to your current level. If you're gonna make yourself do like
on the inverse, sorry, you're also not just leaving home for the first time.
yes, don't do that.
Yeah.
Love of God. if you're low level, do it.
Yeah, 100%. It's a great pushing off point. Like, hopefully there's a little bit more there so that
And the
you
reason,
can be
and the reason why
written into the story,
the first rule we just said is so important is mainly for the fact is that you don't come off looking weaker or stupid if things don't go well. If you say you'll do all this and all that, and then your first session you get knocked down, at least it's fine.
Well, okay, so I'm gonna actually say that's probably the second thing, is to manage your expectations.
Yeah, that's a.
You're coming in at level 10.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've built your character to be a level 10 character, and that can somewhat include your backstory, but if you're gonna go out on a limb and say, I fought a Taras, make sure you can do it. Like, you can build a level 10 that can 1v1 for us.
Yeah.
But don't say I did it as a wizard.
Yeah, it's metagaming.
That's probably you kind of have to metagame.
Yeah, min-max.
Yeah.
Min-maxing is where
Yeah.
you make the character to do that.
Yeah.
And it's not
You
gonna be
can
like-
go, I'm a level 10, but I'm, a wizard ranger cross. I've got a magic bow so that it's not it's not immune to all my damage, and I cast fly on myself.
Yeah.
Like, that's a character that can 1v1 a Taras.
Yeah, and pretty much. Not much you can say. So yeah, lower your expectations when you build this character.
Yeah.
Then again, what I mean by that is, lower your expectations. Don't believe, this is gonna be better than my last character, because it might not. But if you didn't have high expectations compared to your last character, then it will.
Yeah.
Because you're more excited for it.
Well, that's right. If you
More
think
ready.
your character's only gonna come in to, wrestle a Yeti, and you actually go and, kick the shit out of a pit fiend, you're gonna feel great.
Yeah, exactly. So, that's just how it is. So lower your expectations.
Lower expectations.
Okay. My next rule is that try something new.
Yeah.
Enter the realm of something different. If you are a constant melee caster, try a spellcaster.
You know what? I do agree with this, especially at higher levels.
Yeah.
Because you may not be used to it, and you may have a problem, like a bit of a hard time doing the other two because you've seen someone else play a caster and done these wild, amazing things.
But there's a double-edged sword where you set at the higher level part. The reason is, if you were a spellcaster, move to melee.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be an easy transition. But if you're a melee and you've never really
I
played
still think you should do it at a higher level if you have always played melee.
I reckon
I think
a half-caster would be better.
Half caster, full caster. I think it's both fine.
Really?
Because the reason is you're so used to playing a full melee character, so that when you transition over, let's say it's at level 10, and you go, you know what, I'm gonna play a wizard.
Yeah.
You get a feel for what a wizard can do, and so when you go, I really enjoyed this, and you go back to level 1 and it's really weak, you
understand.
okay, but by persevering with this, I get to do the strong thing.
Yeah.
Because when I know, like personally, when I watched Sid, I was like, holy shit, he's actually doing shit at level 1. And when I came into this character at level 2, and I'm like, I'm just fucking terrified because I'm gonna die to a flea bite.
Because he the way he built like those dice rolling mechanics is
really powerful, and it is powerful at lower levels.
He's like, I'm gonna make sure that that high hit you got against me is not high.
That's it.
It's basically another AC in a sense.
Yes.
And pretty much try something new. If you played a fighter, you go, I'm gonna go ranger. That is not new.
Oh, you could play a very spell-based ranger.
Yeah, but they're not going to.
Yeah, they're probably not going to. You're absolutely right.
But if you go, I played fighter, now I'm gonna play Hexblade Warlock.
Oh, I was gonna say no, that's the same thing.
But Hexblade Warlock, I believe, is different.
Why? Because I can cast Eldritch Blast?
No, because their best things are the spells. Because they get painted the ball into and then they do their Eldritch stuff, their evocations.
But the invocations are basically just Battlemaster tactics at that point, right? That's the way you look at it, you play the same character.
But the one thing they'll start to learn is this, and this is why I believe it's easy. I believe Warlock is the easiest starting class for casters in terms...
You reckon?
Yeah, because there's one reason. Yes, you only ever get 3 slots, but your evocation can power up your cantrips. And another thing is that no matter what, when you're leveling up and your spells are leveling up, it's always going to be at its highest level.
Yeah.
So as a caster, you never have to worry about what level spell slots do I have. It's just how many spell slots do I have.
See,
resource management.
When I picked up the druid, at the level I did, when I looked at it, I went, oh, this is easy. Like, my spells were the easiest thing about that character. It's everything but the spells that I screwed up. Because as a warlock,
because
having
as the druid, you get every spell.
Yeah. But that's what I mean.
That's the terrifying
part. No.
You've got to.
But I enjoyed it. And that was the easiest part of it. Because if you do your research, there will be.
You're not normal.
I know that. I know that. But my point there is that.
But I'm thinking
you can also change them.
But I'm thinking in the mindset of somebody very new.
Yeah. Because when you play a warlock, you then go, okay, I've only actually got 2 spells as well.
Yeah, and you can change them when you level.
Only since Tarshids. Yeah. Yes, it is true now, but as a cleric or a druid, you can change it every time you go to sleep.
Tarshids been out for 2 years.
It has been.
Yeah, right.
But as one of those full casters that has access to every spell,
Mm.
you can go, all right, that didn't work. I'm going to change it literally for the next fight.
And
So you get a better sense of what is good and what's not. Whereas for the Warlock, if you make a bad choice, you have to stick
well,
with it.
that's why I was saying like the Hexblade, right?
Yeah.
As fighter, because you get a bit of your comfort,
Yeah.
but really the whole point of that class is going to be really different in terms of I pull out a sword, I attack. It is that, oh, something's flying, guess what? I've got a spell that does that. Oh, is that a
gives you-
teleporting spell? Hell yeah.
You know what? I think Hexblade
Yeah.
would be a really good class for Jordan to play.
Yeah, it could be. I believe Hexblade is like one of the weakest bloody weapons.
No, you want to know why I think that?
Why?
Because we've talked about it before, and he's never taken a martial class that has range.
Yes.
So playing
We said that.
yeah,
All podcasts.
but playing a Hexblade would actually, and you are wrong if you don't take Eldritch Blast. I'm sorry, but you are.
Yeah, it's
You're wrong.
literally the one spell that no other class can get unless they have to cheat to get it.
And even when you do, you still can't make it as good as when the Warlock does it.
No.
You literally are better off taking Firebolt at that point.
Because you get more dice.
Yeah, that's literally what it is. Once you hit, you automatically hit with the rest of those dice.
Mm.
Whereas
The Warlock, you
with the
get to
Warlock, you
hit
have
with
to hit
one
him each
die.
time.
Yeah, but each time is extra damage equal to charisma, push back.
Not if you take it the cheat way.
No, but that's what I'm saying. As a
Yeah.
Warlock, though, that's what it is.
Yeah.
As a Warlock, you wouldn't go, I'm going to take Firebolt.
Yeah.
No.
But did you know if you take
Also, there is almost, I'm not going to say there's nothing, there's almost nothing that has damage, immunity, and resistance to force damage. There are
it
things.
is the least resisted, least immunity
Yeah.
type in
And
Hobby.
then followed by Psychic.
Yeah, I think it's psychic, yeah. But yeah, it is literally the best damage type in the game.
Yeah.
But my point on that is literally that because you are wrong to not take Eldritch Blast, he would have to have something ranged in his kit.
Mhm.
So when you put him into a situation where there's, a flying enemy and it's just the one, or when we fight the Kraken and he's just standing there, he's looking at his shit and going, I don't want to fucking do it, but it's there and I'm not doing anything anyway. And so he's forced to use the ranged attack. So he gets used to using the
Eldritch
ranged attack.
Blast is a trap.
It is.
Because once you use it, you're going to keep using it.
Yes. But that's because that's being a warlock, it is literally the best thing you can do.
Yeah.
There is nothing better that you can do
It
there.
has the most support for you
It
to
is.
continue.
Yeah. And honestly, I think the fact that they've brought it to the point that it is, they should continue to support it with new invocations.
It's literally a what is it? Warlock literally identified himself with Eldritch Blast.
Yes. But I think
It's like a paladin and smite.
yeah.
Except, did you know that if you are a warlock, you can smite better than paladin?
You 100% can because I did it.
You can get Eldritch Smite.
Yes.
and
Which
then
also just
you
automatically says, I knock you prone.
Yeah, and not just that too. It also goes, I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast and Eldritch Smite with it.
You can't Eldritch Smite with an Eldritch Blast.
Oh no, sorry, not that. Sorry. You can go, I'm going to use my my packed weapon
Yep.
to make a bow, and I'm going to range smite you, because you can. You can do it with your packed weapon. Doesn't
You can
say
do it with your
melee.
packed weapon, but you can't use it with Eldritch Blast.
But that's
Yeah.
the point.
But you can,
But you can
you can ranged bow smite someone, yes. Because I'm pretty sure
It does not
it says you need a melee weapon for smite.
smite. Yeah, but for Eldritch Smite, it does not.
Yes. Yeah, that's correct.
And as rules is written,
You're allowed to do it. And you knock the thing prone, which is actually really fun, because if you knock a flying creature that doesn't have hover prone, they fall.
yeah,
Straight up, they fall the maximum distance they're able to in the round, which means if they hit the ground before their round, they hit the ground. There's no getting away from it. So those pesky little flyers that sit,
except when it comes
20
to
foot from
their-
the ground.
Oh yeah, but if let's say they're 80 feet, sorry, and
Mm.
their flight speed's 30,
Yeah.
they'll fall 60.
Yeah. But you know, you
And
get
then
those pesky
then on
players
the
that sit
turn-
20 foot from
Yeah.
the ground because they're like, haha, that guy that didn't take any range can't hit me. And you go, I'll make a boat, knock you prone. They fall to the ground immediately.
Yeah.
Which means they take the fall damage, there's nothing they can do about it.
Yeah. Also, another thing that I want to bring up too is there's another trap in terms of this, and it's. But before I bring that up, it is. Do you have any that you want to bring? Any?
I kind of got really into that talk, and so I hadn't thought of another one yet.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say something that might actually inspire you.
Yeah.
But the one thing, well, actually, you can bring up the next two. Sorry. So I'll say another one. When you are looking up your class, subclass, whatever, use the books provided only.
What do you mean?
Not read Wikipedia.
Oh,
Do
yeah.
not read websites.
Yeah.
Read the book and talk to your dungeon master and players.
Yeah. Build from the book.
Build from the book. Because there's a lot of traps. For instance, I'm about to say one now. I was helping Rob out with his one, and we were thinking of things, and I was looking at Bard. Because he asked me, is Bard of Deception real? And I said, no. I
Is
didn't think
what
it
real?
was Bard of Deception.
No.
Yeah, it's not. Bard of Deceit, sorry. College of Deceit?
Yeah.
College of Deceit is no real subclass. And so I was looking, and I searched it up just to confirm, in case some book brought it out randomly that I didn't know about. And then I saw like the top 10 bard, like what's the 10 bard things, and the way they did it was actually a top 10 list. Number 10. Number 10 is always the worst. College of Swords.
Mm-hmm.
What? College of Valor was number 4.
Yeah.
Why was College Swords number 10?
Yeah, look, I don't know what list you were reading, though.
College
They apparently had a class that wasn't actually a subclass.
College of Swords is easily top 3, as far as I remember, because I believe that College of Swords is the best melee class for Bard, because it's just so diverse,
Yeah.
and it's so just straightforward. The second best class, in my opinion, is College of Whispers,
Mm-hmm.
because that's got
That also just gets shafted a little bit on this.
yeah, and even though College of Whispers,
But that one's more
yeah,
widely
yeah.
shafted on this.
But the
Yeah.
thing is, College of Whispers does the second best damage type in the game.
Psychic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get just so much for it.
Yeah.
And then the number 1, I think it's Law.
Nope.
It's Glamour.
Nope.
No,
It's the College of Eloquence.
that one, Eloquence.
It's the one I built.
You get to Bard.
Yeah.
just
You
to
get
be a
to Bard. That's right.
That's it.
And it's actually really funny because the College of Deceit really is just the College of Eloquence.
Yeah.
Because you can't roll less than a 10 on deception checks.
You literally just get the rogue ability.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it only proficient?
Persuasion and deception.
Okay. And yeah, so but
It's the social skills. That's the point. So the College of Eloquence is the College of Deceit that he wanted because he wanted to use deception.
But another thing
Right.
is as well, yeah. Another thing as well is that they said that the reason why the College of Valor was better than the College of Swords is because the College of Valor you actually get to do more stuff with your bardic inspiration dice instead of what the 3
Instead of attacking,
Yeah.
which
But
is
adding
what
to
a
damage-
melee class meant to do.
Yes. Instead of adding to damage, and also you get to add it to your armor class. Like, are you kidding me?
Hold on. So where does this get to the College of Deceit or Deception or whatever the fuck it was?
What do you mean? No, it wasn't.
What
it
you were
wasn't
bringing
on
up
the
to
list.
this?
No, I searched up to see if it exists, and it didn't.
Oh, and you just
That's where I
found this
found
list.
the
Okay, got
the
it.
top 10 list.
Yeah, okay. I thought you were going
And that's
somewhere
what I
with the College
No,
of Deceit
this
was
is
on
what
it.
I'm saying. Build from the book and
Yeah.
talk to the players and DMs. Don't search it up.
Don't take people's opinion as fact.
Yeah.
I have a lot of opinions about this game.
Mm.
Some of them are true because I've tried them. Some of them are just my opinion.
Yeah. Same with me.
It's It's plain simple. Like I will fight anyone on the fact that the Berserker is the worst barbarian. If someone tries to tell me it's not, I will fight.
I'm gonna let you guys in on a secret. So on Tuesday, I was talking with my partner, I was talking with Maddie, about the whole class and like what she was gonna pick and stuff. We're having a full talk about it. She's like, I'll read them when I get home. So then Friday came, and then before the session goes, I'm like, so what subclass you go with? She's like, oh shit. She didn't pick one. And then Jacob came in. You can pretty much finish it if you like.
Yeah, I walked out there and she's reading the books and, oh yeah, what are you all doing out here with the books? And she's like, oh, I'm just choosing subclass. Oh yeah, what do you want to take? She goes, the path of the Berserker. My response was to very audibly laugh as I walked from one end of the yard to the other end of the yard where the studio is. Walk into the studio where Blake is, still laughing.
And then I asked him, why are you
What
laughing?
happened?
And then he goes, Maddie was thinking about taking the College of Berserkers. And it literally
Path
said,
of the Berserker.
and I said, please don't. Like, that's all I said. Because we read the class. And it's
We read that on stream when we were doing our other.
fantastically.
It does.
But yeah.
You-
Oh no,
you
we're
get
not.
to-
Sorry, we're not pre-recorded. I am so sorry. Hi there, Boost. Welcome to the stream. We're talking about when your character dies, and we always hear about when your character dies and like how to process and stuff. But we're talking about the second character.
Yes.
Where do you go from? What's the things? And the current things we've got right now in terms of, bullet points to go from. Bullet point number 1, build your current character to your current level, which means, Jacob?
Build it to the level that you're coming in at. Don't come in with a level 10 character and say, yeah, I've just left home.
Yeah.
That's a level 1 character. If you've just left home, you've got no experience. That's why you're level 1.
Yeah.
You have experience at level 10 because you've done something to get there.
So you make up something cool, like I fought a Nelfish.
Yeah.
And then number 2,
Lower expectations. So you're not coming in as that level 1 character that reckons that they've taken down an entire, battalion on their own and lived to tell the tale and they're the big hero of
and then you are
everything. And you're level 1 and you die to, a rock being thrown at you from a sling because you're a wizard.
And then you've got the whole number 3, which is try something new. If you're really into like melee classes, dip into a half caster or a full caster. And give it a try.
Especially as your second character in an existing campaign.
Yeah.
Because if you always played the melee character, you've always survived through your campaign, and this time you died, this is your chance to go, okay, what happens if I choose the caster and I get to these high levels?
And you're playing.
This is what I'm playing towards.
Yes. And also, the people at the table will help you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Help you with it. And then number 4, which is just what we were talking about, is build your character from the book. Don't read the forums online that speak about the class in lists.
Yeah.
Because as I was just saying,
Talk to the people you play with and get their opinions, but take the class if you want. So we were getting to the part of the story where we were laughing about the fact that one of our players was going to take the Berserker.
Yeah, because the Berserker starts off so well.
Well, there's another point to that story which I didn't tell you about, which is when after I went out and advised against it, I said if it's really what you want to play though, give it a shot. But I've tried it, and the problem is the moment you hit level 4, because at that point you're trying to play past that level and get your next ability, and your next ability does nothing.
Yeah. It literally doesn't do anything half the time. And that sucks, because if you have something that
you've invested this time into and these levels into, you would expect that it's going to actually pay off for you.
It's alright. Fine, that's what everyone. So that's why we were saying that stuff about the barbarian, the Berserker one. Because there are so many different ones you can pick. And
we weren't trying to run, we were explaining the concept.
Yeah, and there's a lot of things, and this is what I meant by reading online. If you see like homebrew and stuff, talk to your DM about it always.
Yeah.
And then talk to your players and see if they're going to be fine with it.
Yeah.
But then what we're talking about is when you see top 10 lists, and they talk about in order about their best opinion. When we read our classes, because that's what we used to do on this podcast before we just stopped giving a fuck about it, was that, not giving...
Not giving a fuck, when we stopped giving a fuck about trying to stay on topic, because we were really bad at that. Even during those topics, we'd go off topic and go, oh fuck, we've got to come back to it.
And
like,
also, we tried to finish this video shorter than we wanted them to, and then we're like, it's just better if we just went naturally and did whatever we wanted. So, we read the classes, we spoke with everyone in chat, we rate them, and we talked about them, and we would agree to disagree. We both have very much the same opinion on most things, but there'll be a lot of things we disagree on. Like just a moment ago, how I said I think Warlock's the best spellcaster to start off with, and then you turn around and
I don't.
you don't.
100% don't.
Yeah, and that's fine. Like we are entitled to our opinions, and we never say to each other you're wrong because we know we have strong, valid arguments against them. Yeah. But then we both, if someone says, "Oh, I'm a warlock and I'm not taking out a class," we'll both look at you and say you're wrong.
Yeah, that's right. So the point that we're making about the Berserker right now is that it is 100% the worst barbarian class. If you're going to go to level 20 and you're going to be a straight barbarian, you've gained nothing by taking Berserker.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I love the Berserker class.
Yeah,
but I love the Berserker class up to level 3.
Yeah.
And then I'll multi-class.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you can't.
I'll just take fighter for the rest of those 17 levels.
And unfortunately,
and do something useful.
You can take paladin and bloody rage.
You know what I mean, though. Like I'll take.
Imagine that a barbarian raging paladin that you just hit spite and you get the +2 as well.
That's right.
You take half damage.
But
you just push down damage.
That's exactly my point. I'm going to take 17 levels in something else to take the Berserker, and I'll take my first 3 levels in Berserker. 100% I'll do it. It's mad getting to just take a maul and hit someone twice with it at level 3. Yeah. Because guess what? No one else can do that. Or take a greatsword. That's 4d6s if you hit both your attacks.
Exactly.
Plus twice your strength.
Yeah.
But if you take that class past level 3, I'm sorry, you're wrong. Level 6 gives you advantage on Charmed and Frightened. Look, if that's your campaign, great. You did it. You're actually doing something. I have never watched a campaign where Charmed and Frightened comes up more than once.
Yeah, it just doesn't.
I've watched Critical Role, or I've watched the current Critical Role. Yeah. I started on the current one, so I couldn't go back to the originals. They just hurt my brain. I hate going backwards. I did the same thing when I tried to play The Witcher. I can't play the old games now. Yeah. But I've watched the current one. I don't think they've done Charmed or Frightened, at least up to where I've seen.
Yeah.
I started. I haven't done Dimension 20. I've done.
Do you know why DMs do it? Like the why they don't?
Because it's so hard to make work.
It's so hard to convince a player they are scared or frightened.
Yes.
Because a player will all scared, frightened, or charmed. Yeah. Because the player will physically try to do everything else.
They will fight you on the fact that they're not.
Yeah, to cheat it. Yeah. Like frightened. Oh, you have to run away. You can't be closer. I'm going to move around.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to try and shoot while not looking, you know? Or I'm charmed, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to try and break the charm.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many ways, so that's why they don't do it, because they know that they're not good against player characters, but they're great against the DM.
Right.
The DM will play for it.
Oh, well, even then, you can't guarantee your DM's going to do it, because, you know, the DM wants to play too. If you're just going to go, oh, all of your creatures are scared of me, and you're going to do it for every character all the time and build a character that always succeeds
There has been the first ever spell cast in my campaign that I've been running on this channel was a charm spell. And it worked.
Yeah.
Diffused the situation.
Yeah. And it was friends. One of those spells that everyone says is terrible because it says, oh, they know that you charmed them. Yeah, but we got out of the situation.
And then ran.
And we left. Yeah. That's what it's used for.
Yeah. So that's why when we look at it from an all aspect, right?
Yeah.
And well, Charmed and Frightened is like great, but what the moment you have a pallet on your team, that ability just
You already don't
null and
need
void.
it.
You just don't need it, and it's not like something you can switch out. It's not like totem where you get to pick. You just have it, and it's
Even totem, you if you pick it, you can't go back on it. If you chose
But if you have
the
it-
totem wolf
yeah.
at level 3, you can't go, oh, well, now he's throwing all of these fire
Yeah,
attacks at me, I guess I'll swap it to bear.
Yeah, but the thing is, what I'm saying is like, if there is already a paladin on your team,
Yeah.
you're just not going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
But in this, you have no choice. You pick the subclass.
Yeah.
Because you wanted the first ability.
That's right.
It's like
And do it at level 3. Do it
Yeah.
till level 3.
there is almost
Then just choose something else.
there is not a lot of classes that just give you nothing
Yeah.
as a level.
And it's not even immunity, is it? It's advantage against Charmed and
I
Frightened.
can't remember the top of my head.
I'm gonna get it up. Because, oh my god.
But it's a trap.
Oh, no, it is immunity. You
Okay.
can't be charmed or frightened while
Yeah.
raging. While raging.
Yeah.
Now, what if you want to go for a flavor thing? And this is what I mean, right? If you went for a flavor thing and you picked elf,
You've already got an advantage on against charm.
No, you have immunity against being
Is
charmed.
it immunity?
That's like go just go to elf.
Well, alright, here's the other thing as
Okay.
well. This ability that the Berserker gets also kind of promotes metagaming because it also says if you were charmed or frightened when you enter your rage, the effect is suspended. So it promotes you going, oh, I guess I'll just go into rage then.
Yeah.
Like, you're charmed by this person. You shouldn't be hostile towards them. Why would you be trying to rage?
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't have the
Highest DPR?
No, it does not have the highest DPR.
I'm not 100%. I've not done the math on barbarians. It's fun. It's fun. Take it to level 3 though. Don't take it any further.
If you want to know what has the highest damage per round, it's going to be 2 classes because it's consistent. And in my opinion, if you're talking about melee damage per round, these 2 classes are going to do it. It's going to be fighter.
No, we're talking about barbarian subclasses.
Oh, barbarian.
Yeah.
Zealot.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Again, I've not done a lot of barbarian.
Zealot gets to add an extra dice every turn.
Yeah, that's the same thing as attacking twice, except
No.
No, attacking twice is better,
Uh.
especially on your DPR because you increase your chances of hitting.
But what's the attacking twice?
You attack as a bonus action.
Yeah, it's bonus action.
Yeah.
But if you're dual wielding, then
You're already doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that, but you're also attacking with, let's say, a greatsword, which is 2d6, not
But-
dual wielding
but-
1d6.
but it'd be 2d6. But one's lightning damage or fire damage.
Yeah, but
So I'll
now,
actually
but
have to
now,
get
but now
effective.
you're taking 2 swings for maximum 4d6, not 2d6 maximum. So it is actually higher.
But aren't you
DPR.
taking 2 swings with the level 3 ability anyway?
That's the point.
Yeah. So it'd be
but the-
46 versus
No.
46.
No.
Why?
So because when you dual wield, you have to main hand swing as your action, bonus action offhand swing.
Yeah.
With the ability, it allows you to take a 2-handed weapon and hit twice with it, which
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can't normally do.
Yeah, but that's still 46 versus 46.
Why is it 46? Where are you getting a 2d6 single-handed weapon?
The Zealot ability gives you a D6 on
Oh,
damage.
with the zealot.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
what I said.
Yeah. No, you're
So, and then when you get to the 5th level,
Yeah.
it's still the same.
Yeah.
But the difference is that you're adding an effect to it.
yeah.
Lightning or...
Elves have advantage, not immunity.
Ah.
I didn't think it was immunity. I was thinking,
But
holy
yeah,
shit,
but
why
then-
have I
do you
not
know-
chosen
but
that for
again,
anything?
Do you know
Yeah.
what elf that does? Your elf ability is just kind of just null and void.
Yeah. If you choose an elf barbarian, yeah. Like,
Um,
I get it. There can be a case scenario where mindless rage could be kind of cool,
From G.
but it's not going to come up often at all.
What's GWF? What's something else? Greater Weapon Master?
Greater Weapon Master, Battle Master Fighter.
Oh, Battle Master Fighter. You. Okay.
I don't know about that because Battle Master adds their Battle Master,
Yeah, Greater Weapon
their
Master.
superiority
Superiority
dice
dice.
for
Yeah.
their damage as well.
And also they can.
So you're getting the
they
extra
think
die.
prone, so on the next attack, it is a critical. It is a advantage.
That's beyond the point.
No, but I'm saying just the added bonuses with knocking them down.
You can, but raw damage,
Yeah, raw damage, Battle Master.
no, they're the same. Because you add your Battle Master die, so you're getting an additional die. Whereas for the Berserker, you're getting an additional die. Or 2 dice, or whatever it is, but you're adding the same amount.
But the thing is, the way they're looking at it is that, but each class will have plus 10.
Yeah.
But the thing is what, so if you put them right next to each
So
other...
plus 10, you get plus 10 on 2 attacks versus 1 attack.
The reason why
and we're not obviously not
on
saying
level, right?
dual wielding,
because
dual wielding is up.
It's very much. They both have great swords.
Yeah.
Right, let's say they both have great
But they
swords.
both have 3 dice on their attack.
Yeah. But the moment you start to get high levels, they're side by side.
Yeah.
But the moment you start to get high levels, the fighter just starts overtaking because of the bonus feats.
Yeah.
And also the extra attacks.
Yes.
Automatically out attack
100%.
the barbarian.
100%.
Also, second wind, then second wind again. Not second wind, action surge, and then action surge again.
So action surge literally pushes the fighter to the highest DPR. DPR is the thing in the
That's
game.
why I said
over the first round.
Now,
the first round, the fighter always has the highest DPR.
Now, the second class that has the second highest
is probably Paladin.
No.
Or Rogue.
Rogue.
Yeah.
Swashbuckling Rogue.
Just any Rogue because they get sneaked up.
Yeah, but the reason why I'm saying swashbuckling is because they can do it 1v1.
Yeah.
So, with Rakish Audacity, and they're also built for that type of stuff. And it's because of sneak attack.
Yeah, sneak attack just adds. More dice is always better than a higher grade of dice.
Yeah.
That's why you always pick the great sword over the D12 weapon.
Now they only get 1 attack, and but if they have dual wielding, they get a second attack technically by using their bonus action.
Yeah.
And it just takes 1 hit to activate the sneak attack.
Yes.
And you just roll 10d6s.
Yeah.
And just that alone.
But
equals
even without going to those higher levels.
Yeah.
Let's look at it at level 3.
Mm-hmm.
And no magic.
And
no magic weapons or anything.
And
so
let's say you're using a rapier.
Sure.
Yeah.
I was going to go with the Greater Weapon Master, but if they both got Greater Weapon Master, they're both doing the same thing. So let's say they're using the same weapon.
It doesn't matter what weapon you use. It only matters if you're strong enough to hold it.
Yeah. But they're both using a greatsword.
Yeah.
Let's say for some reason your rogue is proficient with greatswords. You picked variant human and you took the feat that allows you to use
weapon
proficiency. Skill proficiency or something, and you can take it in weapons.
You take 3.
That,
yeah.
Sure, you're now allowed to use it. I'm pretty sure you actually have to have a finesse weapon to use sneak attack. Let's just assume you don't. We're comparing them side by side.
Yeah.
The barbarian hits twice with a 2d6 plus 10.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 4d6 plus 20.
Mm-hmm.
The rogue then hits, what's their level 3 sneak dice? So 4d6.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have the plus 10 because, if you take the Greater Weapon Master, it will have the plus 10.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 4d6 plus 10, so they are higher because they're 4d6 plus 20.
Yeah.
So they are higher at level 3. The problem is once you get into higher levels.
The moment you hit level 7,
Yeah.
it just faster.
Yeah. But then it also lends credence to the fact that you take it to level 3. You 100% take it to level 3. If you're going to play the Berserker, you do it. But then you multiclass on something else. You take the rogue, so you can get the additional dice again on sneak attack.
Yeah.
Or you take the paladin, so you get the additional dice again on.
If you want to build a melee class that kills something very quick, it's literally
Play a fighter.
Huh?
Always play a fighter.
Yeah, play a fighter. Or
multi-class fighter.
No.
Yes.
No. Rogue paladin. You'll kill shit fast. You'll kill shit real fast.
But the way to just kill shit fast when you power game. The way to kill shit fast when you power game is 100% multi-class fighter.
Kind of. It's just.
Oh, trust me, I watch a lot of power game and shit. And the numbers on it.
Yeah, the numbers on rogue paladins are fucked as well. Just because.
Are they 600 damage in a round? kind of fucked at level 20.
Kind of. Actually, no. Yes, no, they are.
Are they?
Well, it's not
I don't
because
think they would be.
on your first
Average
hit,
damage.
average damage on your first hit, you roll the die you're using, which is let's say it's a rapier, so D8 plus 10d6 plus 10d8s on your first hit.
Yeah.
And then on the second one, because you take paladin, you get multi-attack. You do it again, that's an extra 10d8 plus your d8, and then again.
But what the fighter's doing at the fighter multiplier, so you're taking like probably 2 extra attacks, so you're attacking 3 times, and you're getting all those same things because you've
What about
taken
all
either
3
paladin
together?
or.
What about all 3 of them together? They're both.
It can work, but you spread yourself thin.
Well, no, you don't,
it's
actually.
better
You
when
can take, no,
it-
because all you need is literally dex and charisma. No, you don't even need charisma.
No, you
You
spread
don't
yourself
pass
thin on the levels. So it's better when you do that and you take like a Hexblade Warlock, because you're adding a flat number in your charisma.
It replaces, doesn't it? I read it the other day.
Oh, does it?
It switches.
Okay, there's
Instead of
something.
using your
There's something you do.
dex, you replace it.
It's a whole thing about you take something you only need a small dip in,
Yeah.
so you can spread your levels across the other 2. There's a word for it, and I'm getting tired. Efficiently, you spread it across those other 2 efficiently, and then for the third one you just take like
a
the.
ranged weapon, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. You learn something new every day.
Yeah.
In
But yeah, so
In
he is
3.5,
right. It
yeah.
does do better damage, but it does better damage at level 3. And then the whole point of only taking level 3 is that you just get the rest of your shit from the other class anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so you are kind of right.
Yeah.
But again, it all depends. If you're looking in a vacuum, you are right.
Yeah.
But again,
And more attacks is always going to be better than one attack with more dice, because you have more chance to hit, so your actual hit ratio goes up, and so it brings up your total damage.
in turn, again, if it was players v players, Barbarian's actually one of the weakest classes.
If you're going to choose the Berserker, yeah. If you're going to choose the Bear Totem, probably not. You're just taking half damage from everything.
It's not just that. It's like the moment a caster goes slow.
Yeah.
then
You only have to hit them once to break the concentration. Because you're already
That's a
playing
barbarian.
Yeah, because you're already
That's
playing
how
a
you
high.
get
Because you get an attack through slow. You just can't use extra attack.
Yeah, how are you physically getting to them?
You're putting a lot on the table of. Okay, so they've got
No,
slow up.
no,
They've got they're flying. They're
No, they
doing this,
can't.
they're
No,
doing that.
slow halves their speed.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying they physically cannot get to him to do an attack because your speed can. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying that. And yes, I do know because I watched Jacob be at level 18 and he got fucked up.
Yeah, that's fine. Like there's always case scenarios.
By you, he
Yeah,
got
but I
fucked
had
up.
an innate flying speed that I didn't need to concentrate on.
Yeah,
That's
but
what
he
made
could.
that so good. Yeah, but he was moving at half speed. So
Yeah.
if I get
But that's what I'm saying.
no, but
Even if you
because
weren't
I
flying.
because I had the innate flying speed,
Yeah.
what it meant is I could go. I'm going to be 40 feet.
Yeah, but
in
what
the
I'm
air.
saying is
You
that
have a speed of
barbarians
15, so
don't
you can
range
never get
attacks. Yeah, but barbarians never range attack. Their max movement would be 25, and you're
But once
30.
you break my concentration,
But how are you breaking it if you can't physically hit them? Is what I'm saying.
just because they don't usually take range attacks doesn't mean they can't.
Yeah, but like I've never met a barbarian. Like
Doesn't matter.
Who's taking one?
The point is that they can actually do it. My character was power built because I was allowed to.
Is.
It wasn't power built.
That was-
Mine was power
No,
built.
if that
for
weapon,
the
if that
case
weapon
of-
hit you,
Exactly.
but it didn't.
But it didn't become
Yeah.
because I built my character to go, hey, you can never reach me because I have a innate 30-foot flying speed,
Yeah, but
and I don't need to.
but he
and I
had
don't
an
ever
innate
need
way
to
to
land.
get to you.
No, he didn't. Not through slow. That was my point.
No, he.
But if I was on the ground
Jacob,
in that
Jacob.
same arena,
Jacob, stop. Listen. You're not listening. You're actually
I am.
ignoring the fact that he could fly.
he couldn't hover though.
No, he runs in air and then he falls after his turn ends.
Yes.
But do you know what happens when he moves? It doesn't matter if he falls because you go, oh, my turn.
Exactly.
I'm still
But that's
5 foot
because
out
of
of
the
you.
innate flying speed.
No, but
If
even
I
if
had
you're
the
there,
class-
do you know what happens?
What?
I'm still 5 foot away.
In
I can
that
never-
arena?
Yeah.
That arena was not very big.
It was 80 feet by 80 feet.
I don't believe it was.
It was.
Because if you stand in the middle of it,
It's 4 of those squares. Because I built all 4 of them for that fight.
it was a circular field.
No, it wasn't, because I had to make the walls out of the stairs. I can't physically make a circular field out of that stuff. It was a square. Because you came up through the stairs, and then there was a platform that went up, walls went that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, fine.
It was
Yeah,
very
alright. So you're right in that fight then.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like,
But that's
I'm
all-
saying
that's
it
also
from the data that I've
everything-
collected and I've seen.
But that's
what
also
happened.
a field that really favors my character.
But in general, like most combats you're doing aren't just boxes.
My point is, if he got
Fine.
one hit on me,
No,
if he got one hit on me,
shield. Nah,
but
that's.
if he got one hit on me,
Yeah.
he beat me.
kind of. But
No,
the
he
thing is,
100%
but the
beat me.
thing is, that like sorcerers and stuff are so good at just going. You're not going to.
You can't always just say, yeah, you're not going to get me though. I had, at the end of that game, I had a warlock that was able to cast levitate at will, which means that I had a hover spell. No, but it means that I had a hover speed.
Yeah.
And so I 100, no,
What?
just wherever I am.
Yeah, but you can't.
But like,
Also found out you when you hover,
Mm.
you actually can't go over 20 feet in the air
with levitate,
with like a hover speed.
no, hover means you can stay where you are.
Yeah, no, but
If you've got
in-
hover, it means you're able to hold yourself at a level.
Yeah, but also
Hover itself is a different thing where you can't fly, but you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you also need to be pushing off a surface to keep yourself up.
Yeah, there's certain creatures in the book that say they have a flying speed and can hover.
Yeah.
Which means that whatever height they're at,
I
they can
understand.
keep themselves at
But
that
I
height.
was reading something
Yeah.
the other day.
There's
that made me question-
there's other creatures that have a hover speed but not a fly speed, and that's got a distance.
Yeah.
Hover in the sense means that you don't immediately fall if you are not prone. That's
Yeah,
all it means.
It's like a feather fall.
Yeah, that's all it means.
Yeah.
Um,
There was there was something I was reading that says that you can't physically go further in the air than this X.
you
Because
need
it's
to find
it's not a fly speed where you are able to go up.
with levitate, you can keep pushing
It doesn't
stuff
say
up.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can move whatever the thing is 30 foot
In the like straight
in
air.
a turn.
But does it stay straight
Yeah.
in the air?
Yeah, because you hold where it is.
Okay.
As long as it's not out of range, and when you're using it on yourself, you're never out of range of yourself. You can just keep going. But like, let's do the same fight, right? So I don't have slope, but I have a hover speed, and he doesn't have a bonus action attack. So if he wants to get to me, and I'm hovering at
He didn't have a bonus action.
yeah, so I'm hovering at 50 foot.
Mm.
What does he do?
Nothing.
Exactly. But that's because the field is infinitely just in my favor.
So let's say you're on plains. It's grass.
Yeah.
You
How
hover.
do I get away from it? I don't. I don't have access to slow now, and I don't have a massively open field that I can just run across.
But did you say like you hover?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my point. So
Let's say-
that
let's-
field,
no,
that field.
it's not the field advantage. It's
Yeah,
you as a player picked an advantage that he can't beat. It doesn't
But I
matter the
didn't
field
pick
you're
it.
in.
I didn't pick it.
The levitate.
No, the place that I'm fighting
No, but it doesn't matter. You could fight him. Tell me an area where you fight him. Where
in a house.
In a house.
Yep.
You hover 20 feet.
Yeah. So he then goes 1, 2, 3, and he's now 5 foot from me because I'm 20 foot from the ground.
Mhm.
So I'm 1, 2, 3, 4. He goes up 3, and he's within 5 foot of me, and he can hit me.
Okay. There's not many fights that take a house.
But there are fights that take place in a dungeon.
Yeah, dungeons
What's
usually
the-
have like 50 to 60
No.
people.
if you actually look into most dungeons,
I have.
they're very, very small.
I think you've only seen the small ones compared to the big ones.
No, I'm talking about like in general.
No,
As for, like,
I'm talking about in
Are
general.
you talking about in
I'm
like
talking about like
published source material?
physical books.
Published source
Yes,
material?
it explains how big they are. How do you think dragons fit in dungeons?
Dungeons, not dragon layers.
No, dungeons. Like
I'm
it is a
talking-
dungeon
I'm
room.
talking about going underground and going down and finding buried
it's got
treasure.
the square grid and it shows you like 1,
That-
2, 3, and then
That
it
grid
tells you
doesn't
how
make it a
big.
dungeon.
No, but they're literally dungeons. Like I'm telling you,
they're
every
cramped spaces. The whole point of dungeons over the feet.
I've seen them. That's why I'm telling you. Why are you disagreeing that I haven't seen them?
I'm not. I'm saying that you're assuming everything's this
Like-
gigantic open space.
Okay, you know the Gary Gygax the hardest dungeon
Yeah.
that they made. Do
Yeah.
you know how big the fucking like roof was?
I've never read.
It was
I've never read.
30 feet in just the hallway,
Okay.
and this was like Gary Gygax proper dungeon.
Yeah.
It was
But
like
he also,
narrow
but he
hallway,
also
but it was
didn't put
always-
in characters that are like, okay, I don't have any range and I can't get to you, and so go ahead and sweep the dungeon.
What do you mean?
Which is the point we're getting to when
In
you
Gary
1v1 two characters.
Wait, no. What? That last thing you said was the.
When he built the dungeon,
Yeah.
the impossible dungeon, whatever the fuck it was,
Yeah.
he didn't just litter it with characters that, like with creatures, like he didn't litter it with trolls.
Yeah.
And it's just trolls, and it's a 50-foot high room, and so if you can fly, you sweep this whole
You put a
dungeon without
huge
trying.
light.
Exactly, but you don't sweep the whole dungeon
Have
with
you-
no
Like,
with
happens
no
actually.
problems just because you've got a 30-foot fly speed.
But like the thing is though, I named in my fights, I named real situations where you do these fights. You named unreal situations.
Not
Except
really,
that-
because the only
that happens to the real
situations that you
one.
said
But the
were,
dungeon-
oh, you've got tons of room.
Yeah, but the dungeon one, I don't ever physically see or hear where someone goes out of fight with another like
Think about a mine shaft, bro. Like
I
they're
know.
not massive sprawling open spaces.
I know, but I don't see you ever getting ambushed by like that type of character in in a small open
No,
space.
you would get ambushed by goblins and kobolds and
Yeah, but
everything in a.
that's mass little enemies that aren't going to do what we're talking about.
Oh, I don't know.
What, you think they're going to fly?
No, I'm gonna throw 100 kobolds at you in a cramped
no,
space, and
no,
you tell me that you're gonna
no,
kill
I
them
just
just
said
because you
that.
got a fly speed.
No, but what I
But it's a cramped space.
You
Wait,
just
there
said
are cramped spaces.
No, Jacob, you just said I don't know, which made no sense to what I was talking about. I said you're not gonna see a character
A
like
barbarian.
your one.
Yeah.
No, a character like your one go into that cramped space and go, I'm gonna fight you.
What do you mean you're not gonna see that? That's what player characters do. In every
You're
game
not.
they go, yeah, I'm gonna fight that thing. That's exactly what it is. Even in our games, we just go, yeah, I'm gonna fight that thing.
You again didn't understand what I said.
You said characters like me.
No. An NPC
Yeah.
character that was like you
Yeah.
walk into a narrow space and say, I'm gonna fight you.
Okay, so why wouldn't you do that?
Because the character, or because as smart as the characters are, especially being that, they
And
know they
because
don't
you're the
win that.
DM and you place them there. We're talking about two characters fighting, this barbarian versus this one caster.
But the caster, you wouldn't turn around like you as.
I
that
literally
character.
did it. I literally went into dungeons with the group and just went, okay, I'm going to try and stay back here because if something hits me, I'm going to die.
Yes, no, you literally.
I had a whole group though.
No, but you
It's
just
not a 1v1.
But you wouldn't do it. Like you just admitted you wouldn't do it. You just told me.
I just said
looked me
I
in
did
the
go
eye
into the dungeon.
and said, I'm gonna screw back here because I'm
Yeah.
not gonna do
Yeah.
this. And so if someone was to fight you, wouldn't you leave to get a better?
Okay, so all right, yeah, we'll
Yeah.
go into the dungeon. I'm gonna stay back here while you all go over there
Yeah.
because we're in a cramped space. And then one guy walks up behind me because they came in from behind us.
Yeah, but is that the player character?
That's whatever the hell you want to fight me
Well,
with.
would
You
you-
beat me. I don't have a choice at that point.
You're-
The only
you're
way
now-
out is back
You're
through that
now. No,
fucking
but the thing is now
character.
you're adding extra variables, like you said I was.
You're saying that there's no situation where that character would ever fight anything in a cramped situation. There is.
No, that sorcerer would be like this. Oh, you're gonna fight me here? I'm going to leave and you're going to chase me.
Yeah.
And then when we get to an open space, then I'll fight you.
Yeah, probably.
There you go.
But do I always get out?
Generally, if you got in, you know the way.
If they came up behind us and that's the only exit.
But you said NPC, like a player character versus player character. How are they coming behind you? You know they're there. It's a 1v1.
Because we're
talking about a 1v1, not an ambush.
Yeah, but you're saying there's no situation where you ever get put into a space where I don't just have the advantage because I'm a caster. There's never because I've got the slow spell.
Slow.
Or hear me out. They make the save. What do I do then?
What's the save?
Whatever my DC is.
No, but what stat is it? I'm actually curious.
It is a wisdom saving throw.
They don't have any advantages on that, so again, it's all about.
All right, let's say
the odds aren't in their
let's say I've got an 8, and my DC is 18.
Yeah.
What happens when they roll a 19?
That was just literally by luck of the
But you said there's no situation where they ever beat me because I've got slow.
I didn't say beat you. I said there's no situation where you never fight them in a narrow space.
Yeah, even where
you would run.
Yeah, we're in an open space. I don't have an inherent fly speed because I'm not playing that exact character.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, that exact character was built to do exactly what it did, and that's why it was so hard to fight. But in that situation, which I was put by you.
Well, actually, no. You built the Dragonborn.
Yes, but it was put in the situation by you because he wasn't under my control at that time.
Which one?
You, the sorcerer.
No, you always had the fly speed.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you do.
No.
Read it.
I used to cast fly.
Yeah, no.
I only got the fly speed after I'd given up the character. Because I used to cast the spell fly.
I'm sorry, I think I'm forgetting about your answer.
Dragonic sorcerer.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting to it.
Because I guarantee you, I used to cast the spell fly. That's why when we were at that big ass mountain, and we were doing the fetch quest for the sword.
Dragon wings level 14. You gain the ability to sprout a pair of wings. And you gain a flying speed.
Mm-hmm. And when did I start playing the character?
Level 13.
Yes. So I didn't always have that fly speed.
At level 15.
Yes.
You had the fly speed.
At 15.
15.
I'm pretty sure I would have.
You became level 16 to fight them.
Yeah, no, you leveled us to 16.
No, I leveled you to 17. What?
Yeah, okay, you leveled us to 17.
But you had the fly speed before you actually.
I'm pretty sure I only just got it. I'm
No.
fairly certain. Fairly certain. Because I used to cast fly as a 3rd level spell. Because I remember doing it because I used to do it on shopping.
But again, I'm just going to say this. I know. Because I do have a really good memory when it comes to this type of stuff. Again, did you know that for some reason your brother thought that like Rob's character Balathorn only got to level 4?
Yeah, but that's just the scope of the actual campaign.
Yeah. But
when you're running the campaign, you have a lot better sense of time.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying like it's because like.
But I know what I did with my character.
Yeah,
because I used to literally cast fly, and I used to look at my spell slots and go, okay, I need to keep up a 3rd level spell slot. Not even
yeah, but you casted it because you were level
4.
4, because you were level 13 at the time.
That's my point, and that's when I was playing the character.
But then you were level 14 and then 15. You had 2 whole levels where you had wings.
I don't think
that's why. That's why you said no. I gave you the wings, but your class gave you wings.
Yeah.
Because I was scared for you having because you had wings.
Point was that this only works with the slow and fly away
But
thing.
did you remember?
If you're playing this exact class
but did you,
as well, which is what I was trying to bring up.
Now I'm going to ask you another thing. If you
Okay.
How long were you level 13 for?
I have no idea.
You were only level 13 for 4 sessions. You joined them halfway through a quest.
Okay.
And it was the quest that leveled them up, and then you guys went to the big tournament.
Okay. But that still doesn't answer the question of, okay, let's say I'm
So
not playing a Dragonic
But
Sorcerer.
what I'm saying to you is that you're thinking that you had the spell applied for, like, you used it.
I probably think that I had it for longer than I used to use it.
Crap out of levitate.
I did.
Like, literally.
I did.
Like, you'd be walking and go, oh.
Yeah, I don't want to walk. Yeah, I used to do that. 100% used to do it.
Where
I think it's actually.
I'm gonna levitate up.
I don't think it's actually 30 feet that you move it, but no, you move it 20 feet because it is slower than normal walking speed. Yeah, so I get it. I built this character to do exactly the thing that he did, which was the point I was trying to make. So what if I now no longer have this fly speed?
So you're no longer that.
All right, let's play the exact same character.
Yeah.
But instead of being a draconic sorcerer, he's a wild magic sorcerer. I literally built the character to be a draconic sorcerer because I wanted him to have the flight speed.
You can't do that though, because what if I turn around and say, okay, well, I'm no longer playing the totem barbarian.
The whole point of the conversation was the barbarian can never beat a character with slow.
I said they're the worst. I never said they couldn't beat. I said they are the worst. And you asked why, and I'm like, because you just cast slow and they're useless.
Yeah, so you just cast slow and they're useless.
Yes.
So what if I no longer have that fly speed and he can just go, okay, fine, I'm just going to come up to you.
Again, if they're down...
That's my point, RNG!
No.
You can't say that they always win because they cast slow.
But then again, I'm still right. Because the one thing is, ignore fly speed, alright? Fly speed doesn't exist anymore. Slow half your movement speed.
Yes.
They can never catch up to you.
Never. What if you're in a small room?
Well, how small is small room?
30 feet.
Cool. I move 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, I am also further than they are.
Mm-hmm.
They also have to move to meet me.
Yep, so guess what the barbarian does?
What?
They move into the middle of the room.
But also, you wouldn't cast slow. If you're in a 30-foot room, slow does nothing.
That was your point. Oh, you just cast slow and they never get to you.
But again...
they do! There are situations where they do. It's not a perfect
Now the thing is...
solution.
You had to find a loophole. A very small one.
No, but your loophole is you're always in a situation where you can just move the extra feet back.
Yeah.
That's your loophole.
Yeah. The dash action unfortunately doesn't work because the loophole he's put us in is literally 30 foot by 30 foot. No matter where you go, any character can catch you. And that's any character. So that I don't find that to countable because no DM would make a player fight best play fight happen in a 30 foot cube.
I mean, every time we had anything of any bigger, the fight was even more boring.
It was just all depending. You need to do this.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like the fight was 100% more boring when we had bigger ones.
The fight was 100% boring was because of the play.
Yeah, because the
because
play
your brother is. I'm gonna hide.
It's because my brother decides I'm gonna win at any cost, even if it's not what my character would do.
Yeah,
in
it's
the game.
not. It's not. I'm gonna do something cool and exciting and try something new.
Yeah.
Your brother's like,
That was the whole point of that. And so we literally brought it to a point where, like, fine, we're doing.
But if you do it, if you did it, like,
doing
do you know?
Player
if you.
And you're in a room.
The one thing I think you're gonna love actually is the player fights with like the battle royals with this group because they.
Yeah.
Dylan.
So like, let's also go back to the situation of you'd never get yourself into the situation. We were talking about doing a battle royale because we're talking about player to player, right?
Yeah.
So why would you ever put the two players into a situation where one can never catch the other? That is never going to be a fun fight.
Yeah, but in a battle royale, it's more people.
That's never going to be a fun fight, right?
Unfortunately, how it is. It's just the class versus class.
So then why wouldn't we put him into a small room then?
Like who wins out of a wizard like a necromancer versus a cleric?
That 100% depends. Just because they are a necromancer doesn't mean they don't have any other spells.
I know, but their full like necromancer thing is like what Cat wanted to do. Remember, raise an undead army and get them to attack.
doesn't mean that that's the only spells that you
I'm not saying it is, but also the cleric innately has an advantage.
Turn on dead, yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
the
But they only
advantage
get.
straight up. I'm
How
not
many
saying.
uses of turn on dead do they get?
I think it's their cleric level plus their proficiency.
Is it? I 100% thought it was X number of times. I thought it was like
No,
they can use it twice.
like-
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I haven't played cleric.
Arthur did it a lot.
You did it so spread out
You
though, from what I
actually
remember.
went straight to cleric battle. That's pretty good.
I know that. I do that a lot.
Yeah. So yeah, a dash action in a bigger room would technically put them to 50 feet, but there's nothing saying that the.
No, you can use it 3 times between rests.
3 times is a lot.
It is, but like.
But also,
You know what I'm saying?
then they have like, for some reason,
it's
a lot
not-
of cleric spells are just against undead.
But it's not a. Because you're a necromancer doesn't mean that you are undead.
I know that. No, I didn't say that. Like, I'm not saying towards the player. I'm saying like they have a
But
net
you're saying
advantage
who
against their
wins?
main spells.
You can't say who wins because it's variables, which is the entire point I'm trying to
Oh,
make.
like the biggest variable there is the cleric can fucking heal himself.
Yeah.
The wizard can't.
Yeah.
Actually, can they? No, period touch.
They can,
Sure.
the Imperial Drain, I think it's called. But they can also use cantrips that say you can't heal yourself.
Can they?
Yeah.
What can
It's a necrotic.
chill touch?
Sure. Yeah, it says the target can't heal themselves until the end of your next turn. Can't benefit from healing. Yeah. Yeah, I bet you wish you took that, didn't you?
No, but heal negates that.
Huh.
Literal, that's the spell that
They,
like heal.
it
the
says they
spell heal.
can't. It's not like a disease or an affliction. It's just a use of a part of the spell says they can't benefit from healing.
Okay.
Where heal says you can also remove disease and poison and this and that and
I thought it was
exhaustion and
necrotic
everything.
effects as well. And it's an
I don't think
effect.
there's anything in the game that says it removes the effect of this thing
Not-
entirely.
Yeah, not like direct stuff.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna
Look it up.
look up heal. Because I remember heal is the most bullshit fucking heal.
Oh, it's-
ever, by the
Yeah,
way.
yeah. It's
It's just flat healing.
heal a stupid amount of damage and there's no roll. Yeah, I know. It's terrible. Sorry, terrible design.
No, it doesn't work on it.
Yeah. And then I think is it chill touch? I'm not pretty sure.
I'm
but-
pretty sure it's to or toll of the dead.
No, it's not Toll. Toll just deals more damage when they've got less hit
Yeah.
points.
Uh,
Chill touch.
and it can't regenerate hit points at the start of the next turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't regain hit points.
It says they can't regain them.
But yeah, yeah. Well, they can do that cantrip, but again, that it doesn't do much. The only reason I'm saying that is because if you play by official
But
like,
it's still variables.
yeah, I know.
They
But
can
what-
win this fight. You're not going to say which
Well-
one wins and there's
Well,
one
there's
that wins.
the biggest problem there is what I'm saying is like with chill touch, right?
Mhm.
It does just a D8 necrotic.
Uh,
You don't get to add anything.
no, it scales with your level.
Oh, okay.
It's
No, I
cantrip.
see it. Yeah.
Scales with your level because it's a cantrip.
Because the only problem there is like that's,
You're dealing less
That's
damage
your-
on average. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
and then it becomes
But here's
they're
another-
not going to use their action now to.
But here's another
Heal
variable
yourself.
for yourself. For you. I'm the necromancer and I've taken the sorcery adept feat and taken quicken spell. Like it's variables.
Mm.
It's all variables. You can't just say, okay, which one's gonna win, the cleric or the wizard?
No, but I'm just saying.
I mean, alright,
flat out of like advantages. Is what
alright,
I'm
the
going.
cleric versus the wizard, alright, I'm gonna cast Power Word Stun on you.
Mm.
Now you're stunned. When you're stunned, you can't cast spells because you have no.
Yeah. There you go.
You know, like it's
But
not
again,
it's not a which one wins.
But again,
this one all the time.
no, I didn't
It
say.
depends on
I never said that. You keep
You
saying
think
I
you
said
can
it.
never reach them?
No, what's the?
The,
No,
the,
I'm saying,
the
no,
barbarian can never reach
No,
them.
you're going back to that.
I know. That's my whole point.
But
All of it
me
was
saying you can never reach them is like when you look at someone and say when we look at someone and say you're wrong.
yeah.
There's always that like.
That was
thing
my
of
whole
that one
point.
person.
Is that it? There's never.
But when I say you can never reach them, is not literally me saying factual. You can never reach them. It's a term of saying you can never reach them.
That was what? That makes no sense.
It's like a turn of phrase. You can never reach them.
No, that's saying you can never reach them.
Yeah, but that's just saying like you can never reach them. It's not me going factual. You can never reach them. There is
That was
never
my point.
one point that you will reach.
But I
them.
brought up the point. If they hit me once, they win.
And I said,
And you said no because they can never reach you.
well,
So you were being factual.
Factual.
My whole point is
the
that
factual I was saying it was in that scenario, in that fight that you were doing, he could never reach you. He actually openly admitted it and said,
Yeah.
I can't fucking reach him, I lose.
Yeah.
And I was wrong.
No. Yeah, no, that's what I said. In that fight, yes. But you were also saying in
No, but you said-
barbarian versus a caster scenario,
No,
if
but the
they
thing you
cast
don't get
spell,
is-
they can never reach
No,
you.
the next thing you said was, yeah, but it was only because of the battlefield. And I'm like, not really. You had nothing above you.
That's the point of the
Yeah,
battlefield.
but I said, but that's
I can now
90%.
go to
No,
120
but that,
feet
the
and
funny
even
thing
Dylan
is, that's
can't reach me.
80% of battlefields is no roof. Because you only get that if you go inside a building
Yeah.
or inside a cave that has a small roof
Yeah,
line.
but let's take the same scenario, the same fight. It was done on top of a tower.
Mm.
What if he was doing his thing out the window in the middle of the tower? And that's where we walked in and we started that fight.
What do you mean?
So he's
Are you talking
what
about?
was the character that cast me
Balan.
on Balan?
Yeah.
He was on top of a tower when he did it.
Yeah.
And the other party that we fought climbed to the top of the tower because they were like, "What the hell's going on? What are you doing? This isn't right." Blah blah blah. And then we walked in on top of the tower.
Yeah.
That's why you gave me the field advantage and made it happen. If you'd said, "Okay, so he's in the tower, like probably halfway, and there's a window that you can step out onto a ledge, and that's where he is." So that other group is in the middle of the room, and we come up the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
So we're in the room, and we're at the back of the room, and we're like, "Okay, we're gonna fight. Let's go."
Okay.
We're now in a room where they can reach me through slow. Because my fly speed doesn't make me unreachable. That was my whole point.
Unfortunately, no. You put yourself in an area again where the tower still exists.
Yeah,
There's
I can go outside, but they don't have to follow me.
Huh? They don't have to follow you.
Yeah.
Then you're just literally waiting for them, and they still
But then there's no
fight
fight.
and beat you.
But then there's no fight.
Yeah.
They don't have to come out and fight me.
I know, but the whole purpose is you two will fight. That's the whole thing. It's not
How
that
do you
there's no
make us
fight.
fight in that situation?
Because he will chase you. You
What if
are
he
the
doesn't?
bad guy.
What if he doesn't?
There's no fucking way he will.
He just alright. Let's say he can still see me. I walked out. I went out out the balcony. Yeah, and I'm sitting out there,
Yeah.
and he goes, "Cool, I can't reach you," and he hides on the wall
That's not.
to cause me to have to
No.
come in to fight.
No, but the
Because
thing.
I'm trying to fight him too. He's not. It's not just he's trying to
But
fight me.
the thing is,
We were sent there to
the
fight him.
biggest thing is, I know that. But the thing is, Darastrix, the character you're talking about, would 100% even just fucking attempt to jump out that window to hit you.
Yeah.
He would never hide. He's like literally it's
That-
against the
Yeah.
code.
Him
that
as that character.
Yeah, but
probably
that's
he
what we're
would.
talking about. That character. in
But
your
I don't.
character.
But I don't just win just because he's playing a barbarian and I'm playing a sorcerer. That's not the reason. The reason is because his character wouldn't do the thing that would give him the
And
advantage.
unfortunately, the thing is, I'm gonna say this as well.
But it's as his character
No.
he wouldn't do it. It's not that
All right.
the character itself would never.
This is my point,
Yeah.
and this is why I believe that I'm right.
Mm.
Is because of physically seeing it so many times, not with just your fight.
Yeah.
Physically seeing sorcerers and barbarians being in battle royale,
Mm.
not even run by me.
Yeah.
Like I was just
there watching these,
Yeah.
and the Barbarian was the first one knocked out every time.
But does that
Every
mean
time.
it's 100% guaranteed that that's going to happen every time?
In my data, it's 100% win rate for them.
Yeah.
Is
But
that right?
what's the word?
Like how many times have I seen it? Times.
Yeah. Your
The
percentage.
ratio.
No, it's not that. What's your sample size?
My sample size. So we used to run these about every fortnight at GT.
Mm-hmm.
So that was when I was with like Scott and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that was 2 years worth.
Yeah.
So 50 games.
Do you know what a relevant sample size to draw a conclusion is?
No.
Thousands. Tens of thousands.
Not
If
always.
you do anything in science and you have less than 1,000 participants in your whole study, you cannot draw a conclusion from it. You have to say more testing is necessary,
But
but I
that's,
cannot give you
but
a
that's-
relevant percentage.
but that's only through that stuff. No, it's
That's the
it's
whole
not
point of
factual.
That's the whole point of sample size.
I know, but
That's
it's
the whole
not.
point.
It's not.
If your
don't
sample
know
size is
that,
too
right?
small, and I've gone out and tried
Yeah,
to
but-
test people for COVID,
I know that.
and I've just happened to take the 10 people out of a room of 100,
Yeah.
and I just happened to randomly pick all 10 that had it and test them for it, and I go, 100% of the people in this room have COVID.
Mm.
I'm wrong.
But that is a tiny size. What we're talking about.
You said your sample size was like
50.
50.
That's 50 fucking games.
Yeah,
Do you know how
that's
big that
50
is?
games. That's not the 1,000 games where
but
that
now-
Barbarian
but now
comes
you're telling
through
me that
and
my-
wins.
But
5%
now you're telling
of
me
them.
my point is invalid when
I'm not.
I said
I'm not. I'm saying there's variables to this fight that you're not looking at because your fields have always been set up in the same way, where there's the sprawling space.
No, they weren't. I didn't run them.
I'm saying your field in
Oh, what I
In what
no,
we're watching.
They weren't always the same. They were different players. This is like
just because they're
Jared.
different players doesn't mean that it's not the same field where they can go, okay, well, I'm going to stay away from you every single time.
No, one of them was a battle mage.
Yeah, so
Yeah, it
What-
was very different.
one of them was a battle mage.
No, but I'm just saying that
So
in just
one of
general.
them.
No,
And
it's
they
not. But
happen
that's
to
where
win
you're
that
taking
one
it too
fight.
literal when I just say so. One of them.
No,
That's
but
me saying
your
like
point is
in a
you
point-
look at these two characters and you go, that one wins every time.
because that's what I've seen. I've seen
Yeah.
it 50 times. How many times have you seen it?
Not 50.
Exactly. So
But I'm
right now
still
with mine,
factually right.
no,
I'm still factually right in
How?
saying that character does not always win.
no. But the thing is,
There
I'm
are
not,
scenarios where that character loses because they don't have this advantage that they've got most
in
of the time.
majority of rules. If you won 10 games out of 50,
Mm-hmm.
and they go, okay, who's the winner? If all 50 rounds counted, in majority rules, as Barbarian, you only won 10 games.
We're not asking who won. We're
No, but I'm just
asking
saying-
who will win the next one.
It's always RNG.
That was my whole
But
point.
so far in RNG, it showed me that it is,
You've not got a significant sample size.
to me, it's
That-
significant. So
But
it is.
but it's just not.
It is.
When you talk about sample size, it's just
No,
not.
no. No,
It
you're
is-
talking
you've
about
watched a
you're
lot
talking
of-
about university grade sample size.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Yeah, I'm not
when you
talking
look
about
at two
university.
things,
I'm talking about my grading.
all right. So if you
sample
go on
size.
the internet right now
Yes.
and you get two random people off the internet and you say, one of you make a barbarian, one of you make a sorcerer,
Hmm.
and they're gonna fight,
Yeah.
and you go, cool, the sorcerer's gonna win.
It depends.
But that's what you're saying. Because you've
No.
seen it 50 times and the sorcerer's won all 50 of them.
Yeah, but
Now you're saying,
But
no,
again,
no, that sorcerer
now
is
you're
gonna win.
making extra variables
That-
that just don't exist.
I'm not though.
Yes, you are. You're saying that I'm going to meet two random people. One of them, I might get somebody that never played D&D before.
Exactly.
I might get somebody who
There are-
has. One thing
All right,
one
fine.
thing the barbarian's never played D&D before.
All right,
And then it proves me right. I won't count that because he's never played D&D
All right, so
before.
let's
And-
rein in the
and again,
variables.
it's only
Let's rein in the
I'm
variables.
making multiple people, not just the same two people. One's if someone's really good at class building and someone isn't.
Let's
Right?
rein in the variables.
No, but the thing is,
No, hey, ready?
you're just not. No, I'm sick of talking about this with you.
Let's bring it up.
You're just like, I raise a point, you're like, nah. I raise a point, you're like, nah.
It's because your point is that always is
I
the
know,
case.
but you're taking
My
it
point
too
was
literal.
not always
Drax,
the case.
stop. Drax, it's okay. You can stop. I'm calling you Drax because again, you're taking it too fucking literal.
But you're trying to tell me 100% of the time that wins.
I
It doesn't.
never said
That's what you
100%. No, you can go watch it. I never said 100% of the time. And if I did,
I said, what if you're in an enclosed space? You went, no, you never do it.
No, if factually you'd never do it as a DM. If you ran games, you'd know. But unfortunately, you just wouldn't. There's just no fucking way. As a battle royale, I would just never fucking do it.
So you would just say, okay, that sorcerer that's playing against that one barbarian, sorry, mate, you picked a barbarian, you're just going to lose this every single time. You're not going to have any fun. That's the reason you would come up with it, because I would never put the sorcerer close to the barbarian.
Be quiet for 2 seconds so I can explain everything.
I would never do it. I'd never put him in an enclosed room.
Just let me explain everything so you can get into my thoughts, okay?
I know what you're saying.
Then why are you saying everything opposite to what I'm saying?
Because you literally just said to me, I would never put the sorcerer in that situation.
I would never have a battle royale in that situation.
I would never put the sorcerer in that situation.
If it was a rogue versus a fucking fighter, I wouldn't put him in that room. It's too small.
Why?
Because to me, it's too small in the end. As a battle royale field, they generally are big enough to actually have a battle royale.
Yeah. So let's say it's a mine shaft system, and everything's really small and compact, but it spans.
But you wouldn't have
it
a battle
spans
royale
6 miles. It's big enough.
Small rooms. It's
Sure
meant to
you
be
would.
open to
Sure you
allow.
would. It opens tactics.
What? Gladiators didn't fight in small little fucking rooms.
No, you know who did? Soldiers. Sorry, not soldiers. Knights.
What?
Knights used to fight each other in stadiums that were about the size of this room.
Are you talking about like boxing type ones?
I'm talking about like fully armored knights. With
Yeah, I know what you're
swords
talking
and
about. That's for
shields.
competition.
Yeah,
Yeah, the competition.
that's
one?
what a battle royale is. It's a competition. That is literally what it is.
That's a boxing match. That's what innovated the boxing match. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So why would you just never do it?
Because again, it's not 1v1. When I'm talking about battle royales, I said in a whole, the barbarian is the weakest.
You also told me, you'd never be able to get there because you'd never put them in a situation where they'd ever have the option.
Okay.
When I brought up, what if you're inside the tower, you go, oh yeah, no, it just never happened.
Time out.
That was still your reasoning.
Stop talking.
It would just still never happen.
Stop talking. Time out.
Are you denying that?
1 second. You didn't even let me finish what I was. That's why I'm saying time out. Let me speak.
Go on.
And I'll let you speak.
Go on.
Okay. So, to start off, I did say in a battle royale experience, the barbarian is the weakest.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it in a multitude of settings.
Yeah.
In 4-player to 6-player to onwards,
Mhm.
that they have been the first to die.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And that is me seeing it.
Yeah.
Okay? That is what I said.
Continue.
And then when we were talking, and you said, I don't know, it seems like it would beat this, said X, which was like casters. And I said, well, I've seen it. You actually destroyed Jacob, and you could fly, and so could he. Slow is the thing that just absolutely destroys him. And it does. Slow is the biggest enemy against a
There's a
melee.
reason why it's my favorite spell.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then I said, so with slow, 100% it makes them win. And 100% isn't like definitively they will never lose.
If you said 100%.
No, but it's just my turn of phrase. It's just the way I say things, right?
Okay, but we're not talking to each other where I know what you're saying.
I know. That's why I'm explaining it to you now, and I've been trying to without you butting in, but you keep you keep butting in.
My point is we have
No, I have. If you go back and watch me try and speak, you cut in a lot.
I say something when you stop.
No, you don't.
Because you go, okay, so ready? It's 100% that this will win.
And then just like you're straight on it. You're
no.
straight on it before I even get to finish.
That's what you just did, because that's how a conversation works.
I get it, but sometimes it's frustrating when you can't finish the sentence and you're trying to.
You just did it.
I know, because I'm showing you what you
It's a
did.
conversation.
But again, it's still time out. I'm still meant to be speaking.
Yeah,
and then
that's
I'm
fine.
going to give you full. So point A was in a big battle royale setting.
We've
Doesn't matter
we've
how
covered
many-
this. Just
yeah.
continue. Yeah.
So, casters do have innate advantage against melee classes
Mm-hmm.
because of the fact is that spells are unfair.
Yes.
They are naturally just unfair.
Yes.
Your saving throws against them. One, you have to be either proficient in the save that it asks you to do. And the one thing I find unfair about it is the fact,
RNG.
yeah,
Always outweighs that.
yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is that remember what we talked about.
Mm.
Flat numbers are always better than
Yeah, 100%.
So that's why I said unless to like pretty much put the odds more in your favor,
Mhm.
proficiency in whatever it asks you for. The one thing I find unfair with fucking classes is the fact that when like your charisma class and it says, oh, they've got to randomly do like a wisdom save.
Yeah. Saving throws are dumb.
Yeah. So
I'm now bringing up an XP to level 3 video, but no, he's right in the video that he made. Saving throws are dumb. They're not dumb for the reason of the secondary video that he brought up.
What?
He made a video called Saving Throws Are Dumb, but I think he went on a bit of a tangent when he was making the video, and he brought up a whole lot of things that he like later disagreed with. And so he came back and he's like, that's just a saving throw. No, saving throws are dumb because they circumvent everything that the game is meant to be built towards, which is a C, which is a flat number, not a saving throw where your saving throws vary between them.
yeah.
That's why saving throws are dumb.
Yes.
Because if you play even a non-caster, if you're playing a barbarian or a fighter or whatever, and you have really good grapples, but you've also got really good there's another one that like forces you to do either forces you to do strength, or it forces you to do dex.
Okay.
There's like niche things you can do, and like it's against that one. It's not they choose.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah,
with
so
grapple.
that-
with grapple you get to choose.
We get to choose. There's like niche things in between, like all these things. It's like there's very few and far between where they're like you get to choose. There's very few that go, okay, this is against their strength.
Well, the one thing that I find weird.
I know it's homebrew. Think the troll when you did the attack with the grab.
Yeah.
And it was okay. Now roll strength.
Yeah.
It wasn't strength or dex because it's a grapple you choose.
Yeah.
Like there's very few of them,
Yeah.
but there's like
It was a
okay,
saving
target a strength.
Yeah.
Whereas with spells, it just goes no. It's just wisdom.
Yeah. And the one thing.
There's no wisdom or intelligence,
Yeah.
whichever you're better at.
Well, the one thing with that as well that I find real fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Is when especially it goes banishment.
Mm.
Make a charisma saving throw.
Mm.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Like what?
That's why saving throws are dumb. Yeah. Okay.
So saving throws. So
We've gone on a
you
tangent.
were yeah. we always do this.
We do.
So they definitely put you at such a disadvantage just because you didn't invest in stat
They do.
compared to like I walk up and hit you.
Yeah.
Like that's just naturally what
Your
the game should have
AC
been.
is
just-
always your AC
yeah.
until you take off your armor or
Yeah.
you
Where
stop
Where
holding
with
your
it,
ship.
like-
Yeah.
when they can do dumb shit, make their AC through the roof. Oh, you hit me? I have this spell that says I'm gonna do this to you.
Yeah.
And or
And I get it that
literally
that's their balancing act.
fireball, not fireball. A fireball is yes,
Yeah.
but like meteor storm, like
But that's
stupid. What is it? What's the one that Arthur did?
Firestorm.
Yeah, even that's guiding bolt's fucking dumb.
Well, guiding bolt goes against your AC.
Yeah.
So the way I think
But I'm just saying,
saving
like,
throws should work, and the reason they're dumb is because they always target one specific stat.
Stat.
So if you don't choose, But what it should be is, if you invest in your AC, you should have a bad saving throw.
Do you know the way?
You should still have one good saving throw and like two bad ones and one medium one.
Yeah.
It should be a good AC and a bad saving throw, or a good saving throw and a bad AC.
Well,
that way you balance between, or you can have
3.5
decent on both.
3.5.
Yeah, that's why I like 3.5 with touch, flat-footed,
and because touch is literally
it's just AC.
armor class, flat-foot. Because touch,
that's why I like 3.5.
Spellcast and punching.
Yeah.
Well, no, not punching. Was like touching with your hands to cast a spell. Like
There was a way to do touch with melee fighting though, right?
Yeah, if you're a monk. Monk literally that was it.
It's flat-footed, the one that you abused.
Flat-footed, yeah.
Flat-footed
was the you don't get to add your dex.
Yeah. And so seriously brought down race. Yeah.
And I believe that system should have stayed.
I 100% do. Because that's your saving throw.
Yes.
Your saving throw is your touch.
Yeah.
Your AC is your
no, they had spell save DCs in 3.5.
Either way, if they literally made it those two things with if all spells are touch, and all melee is AC.
Well, do you know what I think it should be? This is like a counterweight because I believe that is a very good system. But another way they could have done it was I think it's the same way that Betrayal kind of does it actually.
What do you mean?
Like the game Betrayal.
We just got 4 stats.
Yeah.
Rather than 6,
but,
and then
but 4
but saving mental.
No, yeah. But
physical mental.
Physical mental, 4 saving throws.
Yeah.
You have 2 in the mental and you have 2 in the physical, which is dex and
strength. So you always choose your better.
Yeah, and you choose.
Yeah.
You always choose.
Because that puts it on par with 99% of all the physical things you can do that target a save, which is always strength or dex.
Wisdom and intelligence are everything to do with mental.
Yeah.
And then charisma and
con and strength are physical.
Yeah, and so is dexterity. It's your ability.
But what it should be is strength, dex, con.
Yeah.
For any of your physical saving throws, you pick your best.
Yeah. And then the other three
wisdom, intelligence, charisma.
Yeah.
For any of your mental saving throws, you pick your best.
Yeah. The only
rather than it being banishment, make a charisma saving throw. You go, all right, banishment, make a mental saving throw.
Yeah.
Choose either your charisma, your wisdom, or your intelligence, and make a saving throw with it.
I don't think you choose. I think it just should automatically go to there should be a mental saving throw and a physical, and then it just
changing too much.
No, but all it does is this: mental, physical. Yeah. And it always takes the highest.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Well, because you would never choose the lower one.
Unless there was this what's the spell that Jacob did to me as the troll?
Death No Whispers.
Is that the one where
you have to run?
No, it's the one that hurts the next check.
Oh, Hex.
Oh, yeah.
That's
so
Hex. Yeah.
They could do something similar to Hex where it says that they have to use their lowest save for the next one.
Yeah.
And that's use one spell to do that.
Yeah.
But
that's all that would do is you choose physical or mental, and they have to use their lowest stat instead of their highest.
Exactly.
But I don't think it should just be mental, physical. You should keep your 6 stats, because your 6 stats mean that your ability.
No, but I think they should go
that's what I mean. So it'd be make a mental saving throw. So you either choose your charisma, your wisdom, or your intelligence, because you're always going to choose your highest.
But another thing too,
it's the same thing with grapple.
It also helps the DM with flavor as well.
Yeah.
Because it when someone goes, okay, I'm gonna cast banishment, and then they roll a charisma saving throw high. How the fuck does the DM turn around and explain why it didn't work? You smile at him and you're like, no, and it's just.
I guess it's more that you're compelling them to leave with banishment. So it's like a I don't know. Take Gandalf on the fucking bridge, and you shall not pass, and he banishes him into the depths of the
depths of Moria.
Banishment.
Yeah.
That's
he stood up.
Yeah, and so that's his charisma saving throw against whatever the fuck kind of thing we're trying to say the Balor did there.
Yeah.
Charisma saving throw. Hooray!
The battle has to make.
So you're like, all right, banishment. All right, make a charisma saving throw, and we go, you shall not pass. And the Balor goes, yeah, fucking will. And he walks through him because he succeeded his saving throw.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's not. It doesn't have to be like a shrug, like intelligence, and so like they overpower you mentally and they like push back, or wisdom and they just kind of like you do in favor, they kind of shrug it off.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have to be that same thing.
One thing, there was a game system that I played once, and the way they kind of did their version of DCs, the higher the spell, the higher the DC, but the actual caster had to roll and beat it to
make it work.
do it. Yeah.
I like that because it makes the player roll the die to do the thing.
Yeah. And it
Yeah.
like
I 100% agree.
What game was it?
Yeah.
It wasn't a 6.
Pathfinder
No, it wasn't a
80.
No, it was it was like the same.
Like
It was a
Pathfinder
board. It
Call
was
or
no.
something?
It was a board game.
Oh, okay. Sure.
And the way you had like these big cards, and the way you did it was like when you use the card, it said you have to roll to successfully do it.
Right.
And they were spells.
Either way, like I feel like that's how it should work, right?
Because you're the one cast, like yes.
Well, if
casting, but
even
need
when
to
you're
beat
doing,
them.
but even when you're doing a saving throw,
Yeah.
you should be playing to your strength to get through that saving throw.
Yeah.
If I'm not a very dexterous person and you drop a fireball on me,
And I roll natural like 20 or 19.
well, no, not even that.
Yeah.
But like you drop a fireball on me, I'm not exactly like I'm not Bruce Lee. I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna kind of like power through it,
Yeah.
right? Like so you can make a con save.
Yeah.
Or maybe you're just holding that big ass shield because you're the strong guy, and you just put it in front of you, and you let like the heat come around
Yeah,
you.
and that's
So it's a strength saving throw.
Yeah.
But like, why can't you use any physical thing against the physical thing? Why can't you use any mental thing against the mental
No,
thing?
I agree.
What's another mental saving throw? Well, slow, right?
Yeah.
And they like invade your. They're trying to like warp space around you, and you're like, bro, I know that this isn't real, and that's your intelligence. Like, I know that you're trying to trick my own my own ability to move. You're trying to force me into the back foot. I know that it's something you're doing to me, and so I'm gonna keep moving at normal speed. Intelligence saving throw.
Yeah.
You power through it and you shrug it off. Wisdom saving throw.
Yeah.
And with the charisma, you literally just look at him like, bro, do you really think that's gonna work? I don't think so.
Or it's like charisma. No matter what you're gonna do, I'm going to get you.
Yeah, I'm getting you regardless of what happens here. Like
And
that's
it's
your
like the
charisma
part
showing
where
through when you're like,
it's like where they move faster and faster. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh yeah, the anime thing where they start to get the slow
momentum.
thing, they just fucking power through it.
But that, unfortunately, that's what makes them so unfair.
Yeah,
It's because
100%
naturally melee
100%.
classes,
Yeah.
and unfortunately, compared to fighter, barbarian gets the pretty much the dick end of all of it, unless it's like a dexterity because of danger sense.
And strength because of rage.
Yeah, but there's not many strengths in wizard or sorcerer. I think it's more
There's
druid.
weird strength saving throws.
I think it's more druid with like entangled and stuff.
And
Or
again, I will say, casters have advantage.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna say that one thing is gonna
But
beat
the one
something
thing
else.
I'm trying to find is what advantages that are just as big counteract that. Like
What for the martial classes?
all the martial classes.
The martial classes beat it when they finally catch up.
Yeah.
That's why the whole point is that you should never
But there's
always say, okay, it's going to be a big sprawling field.
yeah, but the
You
shit
need
thing
to
is
do battle royales in
blind
smaller fields
catch up.
as well, so that the martial characters get their chance to shine and go, yeah, you may beat me just about every time we're in a big ass open space where you can do whatever you want, but as soon as you're in my world, I fuck you up.
I think
What do you really think the fighter or the barbarian is really going to go, okay guys, let's get onto a paintball field and fight each other? Or are they just going to go, all right, come on, you, me, in the parking lot, between those two fucking squares there, let's go, I'm going to hit you until you go down, or you're going to hit me until I go down.
I think fighters and rangers are the only two that have, like, the better chance.
I mean, so can a barbarian. Just because you don't usually hit. A short bow's a simple weapon. So they just go,
Sure.
I'm not.
No, it's not.
Yeah, simple weapon. Longbow's a martial.
Oh, fuck, you got straight to that.
Simple ranged weapons, short bow.
Is it?
Yeah. But then that's where the barbarian goes, cool, so I've got, like, what, 2 or 3 ranges?
Something like crossbow.
Why don't I just pull out this fucking light crossbow and just...
It is not a fucking...
You know what I mean, though? Like, it's...
Oh,
Yeah.
like in real life. A bow.
A bow?
A bow is not shooting.
Oh, it's easy to shoot. It's not easy to do,
Hit.
Stupidly well. No, it's easy to hit.
In the range that they say.
Okay, that's the other thing. Yeah, but
Like,
that's
from
another
here
thing.
to the
Though.
wall, it's pretty...
Yeah, I can hit something that's over there.
Yeah.
Sure.
But, like, from the range
but,
they
like,
say...
I could probably also hit something from your pool area to the
By the way.
to the wall back here.
By the
I just
way,
wouldn't be hitting it exactly where I'm trying to hit it.
That raises another point I've always wanted to say, but it never came up. Because of the way the battle work in most games, and we have big fields.
Yeah.
Considering.
I know.
And the funny thing is, you never need anything longer than a short bow.
No, you do.
So
Because it's so hard to play a fight at
like the final battle fight. The final battle fight is the only time along
No, even though short bows up to is 120. 80.
Yeah.
Is there at normal? They shoot at disadvantage up to 320 feet. Yep, I found this when Jacob showed me his sheet the other day. I went, I'm pretty sure you've written something down wrong.
No. So
Between 80 and 320 is disadvantage.
yeah, that's what I
Past
thought.
320 you can't do.
Yeah, but what I'm saying.
But
is,
you'd still have been
but what
perfectly
I'm
fine with the short bow.
saying in like regular battles, because usually they don't span over 120 feet in diameter.
Yeah.
Because
But,
it's
like,
then too much. for
That
me to
final
set
fight,
up. But the final fight,
you 100% could have gotten through that with a short bow.
if you were willing enough to roll with disadvantage, or you just talking about it not.
Yeah, if you're willing enough to roll with that with disadvantage, or you just go and stand in the middle of the fucking field.
Or you just.
Because how many people were really all the way
What's the
over on the
cost
very
difference?
end? Cost difference?
Yeah.
Short bow is 25 gold, a longbow is 50.
Yes. You never need to spend that extra 25 gold.
It's more damage. It's a D8 over a D6 for a longbow. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Which is
Still the same.
which is
lowest.
negligible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, to be fair, it's still the same.
Also, it's flavor. I 100% took a Berserker Barbarian that was like, I'm using a war pick because I've never seen someone do it.
Dylan did, actually. That's what Dylan started with.
But I'd never seen it. He wasn't in my group.
No, it's a funny thing.
Yeah.
Dylan has Warpix. The first weapon he picked was a Warpix.
Yeah. But that's why I did it when we were playing online. I was like, yeah, fuck it, it's a war pick because I don't know reasons. I've never seen someone use one.
So, yeah.
Do they even get martial weapons?
Barbarian.
Barbarians. I may have 100% just
No,
done
I
that
think
wrong.
they do. No, I think they do.
I'm not sure. Again, that's the one time I've ever fucking played one.
I think the only reason a barbarian never takes
Simple weapons, martial weapons.
I think the
Yeah,
reason
they
my
can.
barbarian never takes ranged weapons is because their usual stats is strength, con, followed by the next best, but they never really invest in dex only for the fact that they've got a natural.
Yeah, but I
they've
also
got the-
believe that there should be a strength-based bow. And
We've
I think
broken
it
crap
should,
out of this.
and I think it should be the longbow.
I think the sling should just be strength. No,
The whole
no,
point,
sorry.
no,
sorry.
no, the
I
whole
think
point of
it's
sling
speed.
is that spear
Should
spear
be
is
strength.
strength, isn't it?
range falls under.
Spear is thrown versatile. So it is a strength weapon when you throw it because it's thrown. You use
Dex. But that's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think thrown should fall under strength or dex.
Yeah, it should be either.
Like even
no,
the hand axes.
I think the longbow should be a strength weapon, not a dex.
Well, you need strength to pull it.
Have you ever tried to pull back a longbow?
I have. And
It's fucked. It's fucked.
Like this reason why compound bows exist.
Yeah.
Because they make it
Because they make it easier. A compound bow that,
When I
is
went to
built,
that medieval
a long
I had a
compound bow
longbow.
is
And by the way,
100% a dex
longbow
weapon.
is almost my height.
Yeah, they're fucking massive.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is not this whole one that's
What?
up to my chest.
One of those compound bows that shoots at the distance of a longbow, that's dex, 100%.
Yeah, because
A longbow? A longbow? Fuck no!
Because it is, and it's all about like your arm, like
And it's the
range.
motion.
Yeah, it's
Because you never hold a bow.
no, it's
drawn.
quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is.
That's one of those things that movies always do for you. They're like, haha, I'm gonna hold this bow out like this and
No.
no. When they're doing
when
that,
you're doing this, you're shaking a lot because you're trying. The tension is getting.
well, when they're doing that in
Yeah.
movies, do you know what kind of bows they're using?
Compound.
No, because
Oh, short bows.
they do no, but they use short bows too.
Yeah.
You know, it's like stupidly hard to hold a short bow like that as well, right?
It
With
would,
the tension that's in
yeah,
there.
that's what I'm saying.
Do you know
In
what
general.
poundage they use when they're doing that in movies?
What?
Like 10 pounds.
Actually.
It's straight up a 10-pound bow so that they can hold it. Because the tension in that, once you get to full draw, it's not 10 pounds anymore.
Well, aren't you meant to half draw then when you're ready to shoot? You
No.
go- Like you go to here.
When you, oh no, you kind of like pull it tight.
Yeah.
But tight is like literally this far.
Yeah.
It's like a centimeter or two.
And
Because
then-
you're just getting it to a point where it's no longer like moving around.
But yeah.
But yeah, when you then draw it, you pull it out and you immediately let go.
I believe that, for instance, if you look at a hand axe's finesse.
Good question. I don't think so.
I think they're strength.
Hand axe, light thrown.
Yeah. I
No.
believe that hand axes should be strength.
Mhm.
Daggers can also be switched to strength. Because, again,
I think the problem with the dagger though is that you need the
dex to.
you need the dexterity of throwing it
Alright.
with the right strength at the right distance.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you hit it on the butt of the
But
because it's one side. A hand axe is strength,
Yeah.
100% strength
you've been
because
axe throwing, haven't you?
no, but I'm going to be doing it soon. The thing with the axe though is that because the weight is on one side, it spins around the weight,
Yes.
and the handle basically stays still. And it
Have you
moves
seen
around
that
like
video actually where the dude throws it, it bounces
Get
back
the
and it
fucking-
catches it?
Oh yeah, yeah.
That terrifies me now. But it's true, and you've even seen the ones where the guys throw it and it lands the other way and it actually sticks in.
Oh, in the back of the
Yeah.
axe, yeah. It's because of the weight of the axe.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
But-
so yeah, I 100% believe that should be strength.
It should be strength. Spears should be strength
Yeah.
because you need the
You just throw it.
you are
Because they're aerodynamic, when you throw it that way, it always goes that way.
yeah.
As long as you're not, an idiot, like a
because
year 7, year 8 kid doing javelin in your high school athletics carnival, you're just like throw it up, and then it just comes
well, the
back
one
down
thing
the other way.
about like the biggest spears, right?
Yeah.
When people go, oh, the air no, I'm throwing like that.
No, they throw it up.
They throw them up,
And it
then
curves.
hopefully,
That's the whole point.
hopefully I hit.
Yeah.
Because
That's
they
the
would
whole point, 'cause
never.
you have to do it.
They were never
don't
super
know.
accurate with them. That's why they didn't actually use spears.
You know,
a
that's
lot
why
of
they
the
used to
time.
do the same
They
thing
throw
with bows, right?
Yeah, straight
Because
up.
once you get to a certain distance, you can't say, I'm gonna hit that. So what they do is they take 130 guys, each with a bow, and they go, just shoot in that general direction, one of them.
Yeah. And the thing is, the thing is,
Look at the Persians versus the fucking Spartans. They're like, yeah, let's just blot the sun out.
and
We should hit them, I suppose.
Actually, one of the funny things is too, in like a lot of history that I've seen, people actually never really used to use spears as a throwing item. Spears were
The spear is a melee
stabbing
weapon. It's
item.
100% a melee weapon. It's there for reach.
The reason,
You can
only
throw it.
reason, yeah, but the only reason you know of it being thrown is because you've seen it in movies.
Yeah.
Where they go, "Oh,"
But the thing as well is that, like, go back to Sparta.
Yeah.
Like, Spartans used to throw their spears.
But
You
they
want
were
to
like,
know when they used to throw their spears?
like 10 feet from somebody.
No, when they had literally no other option.
Oh yeah, because they lose it.
Yes, that's right. Once you throw your spear, you're no longer holding your spear. And
But
sure,
also-
like some of them had swords as
But
well.
also what they did
But when you don't have it,
yeah.
you don't have it anymore.
But they never really threw them like 20 feet. They threw them, you're right in front of me.
Yeah.
Did I kill you? I'm pulling it in.
Yeah.
Like, that was
Oh no, 100% they wouldn't actually just pull it out straight away. They were in the middle of the battlefield. They'd take someone else's spear off the ground before they try to pull that one out of that guy.
But that's what I'm saying. They generally wouldn't throw it like far. They throw it in a vicinity
Yeah,
where it was reachable again.
Well, it wasn't because it
Or
was
even
reachable.
anything.
It wasn't because they could reach it. It was because they knew that they could hit.
Yeah. And
Because if you're gonna throw your spear, you have to fucking take out that guy that you needed to take out.
People get javelins and spears mixed up a lot.
Yes, javelins are
Spears
throwing
are
weapons.
heavy. They are very heavy, and they are not aerodynamic at all.
Oh, they are.
Really?
Just
I've seen a lot of them just like fly like that,
yeah,
like-
that's because they were thrown
like
wrong.
that
You
was
can do the
the-
same thing with a javelin.
and they go like, really?
Yep.
Most javelins I've seen, they kind of just go.
Did you
like
do
they
javelin in high school?
I did.
Or watch people do javelin in high school and they throw it, it just goes. It's because they throw it wrong.
Most people are
Because they're idiots and they don't know what they're doing. Yeah, that's 100% the point. Like, I used to throw a javelin and, like, 20% of the time it would just go. I'm not a trained javelin thrower. But, like, yeah, spears are aerodynamic.
Yeah.
Because they've got a weight on the end.
Mm.
And so when you throw it, the weight wants to stay at the front. So it's not going to, like, and hit on the side. If you throw it up and try and throw it 60. I don't know the right number.
So you're gonna say
60 feet. If you try and throw it 60 feet, yeah, you're at a disadvantage. You know why? Because you really like me for it to go.
what is 60 feet for?
I think it's something like 3 feet to a meter. 20 meters. 18.2 meters.
That is actually for an average person.
Yeah, nearly 20 meters.
Because most people, I know, if I grabbed a spear, like a spear or a javelin today, I think the furthest I could throw it would probably be 15 meters. And that's 2 days.
I have no idea. I wouldn't even
Yeah.
wager a guess. It probably wouldn't be 15 meters for me. I'd probably be able to throw a 10.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, right? It's like
I was never really good at it.
15 meters is me exaggerating
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
far it would go.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
not me underestimating. That's me.
You know that when people used to throw spears, and I'm not talking about the giant fucking heavy ones, I'm talking about the ones with just like, the ones that were meant to be thrown.
Like the
They didn't throw them with their hand.
Yeah.
They used to have a little thing they put on the end, and they hold it up with this hand, and they fling it.
Like a bazooka.
Like a shoehorn?
Yeah.
Like the thing you used to put
And
so you'd put the-
Pac-Man.
You'd put the butt of the spear in there, and you'd hold it on this end to keep it steady, and so you throw it straight.
Yeah, no, like I'm saying, like a fat man in Fallout.
Oh, I've only played Fallout like 5 times.
Oh, okay. So the way it worked is it was like a half a tube,
Mhm.
like a half pipe, and then it was literally just a flat end. Put the bomb on it, click the button, and it went.
Kinda.
And
But
it
but
pushed it.
that's more like slingshot, right?
It didn't. No.
Kind of like in motion, like where it just goes.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
It was sitting at the end like this, and it went like this. It just slid it up.
So, on the end of my hand, there's like I'm holding something that comes up like this, and so it would sit in it, and so when you throw it, it would.
So that's a lot like a
It's like kinda, except it's more of like an arcing motion.
Okay. You're talking about, like,
That's the difference. I'll show you.
But yeah, so it's very
Literally just a stick with a thing on the end of it, where you put the end of the stick in it.
the way
And when you throw it, it just.
what I was imagining was like too bit savage.
No.
It was like you like.
No, you just sit up on the end
you
of it.
held like this like handle, and then you like.
No, you straight just sit on the end of it like that,
Yeah.
and as you throw it, it moves in like that arc direction like that, but
gives
it gives it the propels it. Because what it does is it means you don't have to use your arm to throw like
How
that.
is he holding it with one finger?
Oh no, he's holding it like this.
Yeah.
But this
like saying
hand-
he's holding the spear with one finger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He is in that, but like, there's other ones.
Into my fucking thing in my.
I was meant to throw it further out, and then because I'm just using my fingers, and like it did the javelin thing too.
It hit my pinky.
But 100% did the javelin thing too when I let go and went.
Yeah, that is my pinky. Out of all
My
my fingers, it was my pinky.
My bad. But yeah, so that's what they used to do. And so they used to put it on this thrower and they used to throw it with the thing. That's why spears aren't throwing weapons, they're propelled weapons.
Yeah.
It's closer to a bow than what you think about when you do spear throwing.
Well.
Or sorry, javelin
Well,
throwing.
even this would be strength based to see how like far it would go.
No, that's the
You
thing.
reckon?
That's not strength based because that's a fulcrum.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right.
That's the whole point of it.
Yeah, right.
You don't need to exert yourself and use all of your power to throw this spear because all you're doing is focusing on your accuracy.
Okay.
And so you just
So that would be dex then.
yeah. So that's why it's dex.
So Spartan spears would be strength.
Yeah, 100% because they didn't use them
The
as thrown weapons. When they
the-
threw them, they went into the guy that's 10 feet from.
yeah, and then the tribal spears would be dex.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
That's the difference there.
And then hand axes,
A strength.
I believe they
A strength because of where the weight is.
Yeah.
So the head moves around the handle. It doesn't spin along the middle of the.
Yeah, it will never really do that type of motion.
No, so it's more of a if that's the axe head,
Yeah.
it spins like this in the air
Yeah.
instead of it spinning along the inside. And
Yeah, yeah.
spin
But
like
what I'm
this.
saying too is it also, with terms of accuracy, it'll never do this. Really?
Yeah,
You have to
Yeah.
really fuck that up.
yeah.
That's like a
Yeah.
natural one.
But like the whole point of being strength is you don't have to throw it correctly. If I'm gonna throw this and try and hit the tip on the wall, I have to throw it at the right speed with the right angle for it to then spin and hit it because it's gonna spin around this axis.
Yeah.
And so it's dex.
But
But it's about accuracy and it's about precision.
Yeah.
And I can't throw this as hard as I could throw like something that's weighted on one side,
So hand axe.
which is the hand axe.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the hand axe spins around this axis,
Yeah.
and so I just have to put as much power into it as I possibly can because it's gonna hit that, and the head's gonna hit that, not the.
So yeah, hand axes should.
100% be thrown strength.
What else should be?
Crossbows should 100% have a strength element.
You do need to.
Loading a crossbow is not
I
easy.
don't. Light is quite easy.
Yeah, but have you ever seen someone load a crossbow?
Like a big one.
They don't put the thing on and then pull it back like
you
this.
just pull it back.
You
lock
put
it.
you put the head between your knees and you go
That's on the
Strength
thing.
to load.
Yeah.
100%
A
strength to
heavy
load.
crossbow should be a heavy weapon.
It is. It is a heavy weapon.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you need a strength element to build it.
Yeah.
So I guess that's where they do it, but
Yeah.
it is always dex as well because you do need to aim it.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they did the heavy.
Short swords, scimitar, are both finesse. I think that's fine. It's more about where you're putting the blade as to how hard you're swinging with
That's
the blade.
also what I hate about the longsword.
Longsword is versatile. It's a strength weapon. That actually seems pretty correct though,
But there's
because you need the strength to hold something that's further away from you.
Yeah, I know. But the thing is,
You don't usually fight with a longsword here.
Yeah.
You stand further back.
I think the only reason I hate it is just because, like, when people want to do variants of it, right? Because, again, 5th edition
Yeah.
doesn't give you much in terms of, like, weapons and stuff like that. It just gives you these. And there's not much in terms of expansion.
There's not. Well, like I said, there needs to be a strength bow, and it should be the longbow.
I
Um,
believe a slingshot would be
nah, a slingshot is 100%.
specs.
Yeah, it's 100% just dex because they're not heavy enough for it to matter. You can hold a slingshot out and aim it. That's the whole point of the slingshot. Is it's not a super strong weapon. That's why it only deals with D4.
What else would be like?
The sling is 100% dex because you spin it before you throw it, and that's where it all comes from.
Boomerang.
Boomerang's dex. You need to throw it right, otherwise you just hit it on the
I
wrong
don't
part
think
of the
there's too
ring.
many strength throwing things anyway.
There's not, but there should be more than what's here because everything that says thrown here uses dex.
There is some element of strength in whips, but I'm pretty sure whips are finesse anyway.
They're finesse.
Yeah, that's why.
So, you reckon it's a strength thing?
Mine,
It's technique. It's not.
my friend who lives in WA now,
Yeah.
Anthony. That's Dylan's partner's brother.
Yeah.
He does like whipping now and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And bro, he's like, it's a like you need it. He talks about how before he started working out, he didn't have any actual like flick to it,
Okay.
and it wasn't just because of technique. It was because his arm he didn't have the physical strength behind it. That's why I said there is.
I guess that depends on what kind of whip, though.
Yeah.
Like, if you're using a fucking thick-ass bullwhip...
It is. It's like you know those long-ass ones.
But you can
where-
get real thin ones, too.
Yeah.
So they're not as heavy.
Well,
so
that's
you
why I
can
said
still...
it should be finesse.
So, like, when you think, like, Indiana Jones...
That's a finesse whip.
It's a finesse whip.
Yeah.
Like, that's
It's
a whip.
very small.
But then you got, like, the
it's meant to
Bull
like,
whip,
wrap around.
which is, like, you know, the ones that, like...
It's gonna split
At
your
the
arm.
end of your hand, the whip is this thick.
Yeah, if it's
like,
hitting you, you are getting cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, okay. I'd call it a heavy whip, right? Like, in terms of D&D, I'd call it a heavy whip. But a whip is a finesse weapon because it's like the Indiana Jones whip, where you, like...
Yeah.
And the way that you get all of your momentum is you swing it around your head before you throw it.
Yeah.
And so, it being not very
with the
heavy,
heavy
you just-
ones. Yeah, with the heavy ones,
It'd be a heavy
such
whip.
an arm workout.
Oh, well, add it in. Heavy whip. 1d6 damage with strength.
Yeah.
It deals more damage because it's heavier.
And also put your strength behind it.
Yeah.
Also getting just like
And keep reach. Like,
yeah.
100% think that they should be at least 15 foot reach too.
Aren't they? Are they?
No, it's just 10 because reach is 10 foot. Reach itself is 10 foot. It's so dumb.
That is a dumb.
It's not this. It's the other way.
So another thing about
Reach. This
making
weapon
a brand-
adds 5 foot to your reach when you attack with it.
So another thing about making a second character after you die. I thought of another.
Dude, I abandoned this shit.
Make sure that you're not just sticking with the same weapons that you see everyone else stick with. Otherwise,
Yeah.
there's no flavor in the game. And also, when you would come up with
the greatsword because it's better. Yeah, it's better, but guess what?
a glaive,
I'm
is
still
really
gonna
cool.
kill you when I just play better
Also,
or
your
roll
DM,
better.
also, your DM can make you cool weapons and stuff. Did you know that? You did.
I 100% already gave up on this. I'm not writing anymore.
For instance, Neil Wog, like Rob's character, he made his new character have falchions.
Yeah.
Instead.
It's
that
just
means-
a scimitar, like
It's
mechanically, but it's a falchion. And yeah, I like that more.
Yeah, it's a lot better.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, and back onto the thing. Yeah. So unfortunately,
You think we're getting back on topic?
no, not that topic.
Oh,
The other topic.
oh, this topic? Yeah,
Not
yeah.
that topic.
Oh,
That's
which one?
that's the third topic.
Oh,
About why sorcerers have a fucking unfair advantage. What else do melee characters you think they can have that also helps them?
What do they have against them?
Yeah, against
Literally, the thing they have against them
it's just help.
is saving throws. Oh, sorry, melee have against it is health AC. If you
Well, AC is dependent because
no, it's
they
not.
can make
Because if
their
you
AC
give the
high.
no, let's say you just give the barbarian a bow,
Yeah.
like the strength barbarian a dex bow.
Yeah.
They're at what, like a +1.
Yeah.
Let's be generous, +2.
Yeah.
Their strength's a +5. They're got a +2. The caster's AC is likely to be somewhere in the range of 15 to 16.
Yeah.
The barbarian is likely to be in the 18 range, right?
16. 15, 16. Barbarians don't.
Sorry, they don't get IC because they take half damage. Let's say fighter.
Yeah.
The fighter is going to be somewhere in the 18 range.
Yeah, 17 and 18.
That AC difference gives the melee character better chance of hitting, and so they'll over time hit with more damage.
But that's why
if
also
the
find it
caster is
unfair
only
too.
using like AC spells.
That's why I
Like a
also
range
find it
spell.
unfair too, because they have an answer for that.
What do you mean?
Casters?
Saving throw
No, they have an answer for the AC problem.
with shield,
Not just that too. I think
shield, mage armor.
Bark Skin, I think it is for druids.
Isn't that a terrible spell?
No, make sure AC like 16.
Concentration though.
Is it?
Pretty sure.
Bards.
It's literally just mage.
Huh.
Concentration up to 1 hour on bark skin.
And make sure AC 16.
16.
Um,
Terrible. You should just already. If you have a shield, then you likely don't have an open hand if you're using a focus, so you can't use somatic components. So when I played Gale for Arthur,
Does
I
it-
didn't draw my sword.
no, wait. In the Arcane
Doesn't-
Focus.
It only replaces material components, not somatic.
Yeah, but you don't have to hold the focus.
Literally focusing it through it.
Yeah, but it. Like, there's been things where I've seen it can be on the back of your hand, like glove. It can be a necklace.
That's your
No,
that's
but
you
it-
allowing
Yeah,
it.
but it says in the book it can be a necklace or a small. Like,
That's a
or
holy symbol.
Yeah, but that's an arcane focus.
Yeah, it's slightly different. So like, yeah, it is.
Why?
Let's just go to the front.
What?
So the difference is when you're playing, like, let's say you're a wizard.
Yeah.
What's your main focus when you think of wizards? Like, not in D&D.
Like a
So
ring.
wand, right?
Oh no.
Like when you
Wand
think
and
of
wand.
like a wizard that casts it's either a staff or it's a wand, right? Harry Potter, Gandalf.
That's not for me. Sorry.
No?
No.
Why? What
It's-
would you call it? What would you-
Well, for me, it was the gem in Gandalf's staff.
Yeah, but it's the staff. The whole staff is the focus.
But when I think of like magic, I like in the arcane focus,
Mm.
like Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Yeah, that's
The
it being the ring. That's
Yeah. I've
that's
seen, like,
the
a lot of-
easy one.
that-
Yeah,
I've seen a lot of movies
yeah.
where they do all different types of stuff.
Like
But
even,
I was just
but
thinking
even when you say
item. It's just an item in
yeah,
gem.
but even when you say Gandalf, and like even if the gem on top of the staff is the focus, he still has to hold the staff, right? Because he's the staff is helping him to channel the energy through himself up the staff into the gem, and the gem does the work. But you still have to hold it.
Yeah.
You can't just like put it around your necklace and be like, "Hubba-dubba-da," and then it comes out the gem, because you got to be able to direct the gem. Focus stuff. It's still casting. Hey, yeah.
It'd be under spell casting.
Glow.
I know,
Damn.
because I know what changes with the swords is that.
When you are able to use a sword as a spellcasting focus
You just
because you're like
basically
a
drawing them in the air, like the
well, yeah, you're using it like the wand.
yeah.
You're Wingardium Leviosa in them, but just you're holding a sword, not a wand. We're talking about focuses. Casting time, casting a spell, ritual, spell level.
Yes, we're trying to figure this out. It's good for you guys to know too. If you don't know, we also run.
So material components. A spellcaster must have a hand free to access a spell's material components,
Yeah.
or to hold a spellcasting focus. But it can be the same hand that he or she uses to perform somatic components. Oh, it can be the same one. But like, yeah. So as long as your sword counts as your focus, which like a lot of the time you do, like you've done it for all the warlocks that have had a weapon.
Yeah.
But that's because it's been like a magically infused weapon that's infused to like it's like attuned to the person
It's tuned more
or to the pack. Like it's attuned to the magic.
It's more like the hex blade.
Yeah.
But most people that had it,
but like
actually everybody that had it had pact with the blade.
Yes.
Like
that's
you
also
had
correct.
2 and you had pact with the blade
Also
plus.
correct. But then if you say
Yeah, that was nice. I gave him 2 packs.
oh yeah, it was broken as shit.
No,
That being said, we were also allowed to take both a ability score improvement and a feat. Like, I brought that up at the start.
That's why
I also brought up the pack thing at the start. I was like, are you sure you're doing this? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay.
Also, that's why I can't wait till they hit level 4 this campaign, because I get to watch them suffer and understand what they're taking.
Oh, I'm not gonna suffer because I built my character twice. One with the thing and the feet, and one without.
Which one?
Because I was like, I need to know how this normally works if I ever try to play at a different table for whatever fucking reason. What was I trying to find?
Like examples.
Oh.
Spellcasting focuses.
Oh no, the focus is that. Oh, that's what I was talking about. I wasn't actually looking for something. If you're gonna play, say let's go with Gale.
Yeah.
You're gonna play a druid. He's got his sword.
Mm-hmm.
His sword is just a hunk of metal,
I do get
right?
So
So
I have been very kind to Arthur.
yeah, that's what I mean though. Like you're very kind
know-
about it.
I know I'm very kind to him
Yeah.
about it. He should take his fucking. He has to put it away.
Yeah.
That means he can't pull it out again this turn. That means if he was to do an up attack, it'd be without a sword.
That's
Like,
correct. So
that
you take a
means I
turn on, a
understand.
turn off, turn on, turn
I
off.
get
That's
that.
why I did it literally in that way.
Because that's why I
And
had
when
to
I was
up him.
trying to use the, because I'm under the impression that the subclass that he is the
Oh, he has
starry
to free hand
form
to do the arrow.
to do the arrow.
Oh,
Because
I
it says
understand.
you hurl an arrow.
Yes, it just doesn't appear out of you like you're
Hurl.
like Iron Man with the chest.
Yeah,
thing.
it's not your arc reactor. You
Yeah.
hurl it. You throw it.
Hurling is that.
Hurl definition: throw or impel something or someone or something with great force.
Yes, you would have to throw it.
Throw. Like, so that's why I played it that way and went, okay, I'm using the thing and I'm going to throw it at that guy now, and then I'll pull out the sword and I'll slash.
Yeah.
If it ever got further than that, I was going to go, cool, I'm going to slash, put the sword away, and hurl the fucking thing at the guy again.
Yeah.
That was the plan. And then I like nat one it, and then when it came back around to me, that was my last attack.
Actually, I want to find out something for Eldritch Knight.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I hate the fact that Eldritch Knight is just a spellcast, like he's a wizard, instead of like a warlock.
Yeah.
When you say
Being the Eldritch Knight,
Yeah.
yeah. It should be the Arcane Knight.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
That's 100% what it should be. If it's an Eldritch Knight, it should take from the Warlock spell list, and it should not get this many spell slots.
Do you know what's funny?
The Eldritch Knight gets more spell slots than the full Eldritch caster.
Yeah.
Yes.
But also, I don't think they actually get a spellcasting focus.
I'm not 100%.
No, they don't.
Don't they?
On here,
interesting.
usually where it shows you where the spellcast, if they would have a spellcasting focus, it does not say it. It's terrible. Also, you don't see many people play Eldritch Knight. But yeah, so yeah, in my conclusion of what I've seen, just also by physically watching my players and understanding of the stuff I've thrown out. Every time I see like a spellcaster do something, they're always the strongest ones in the
It's because
Especially
spellcasting is broken. It's literally for the... And the reason it's broken is because saving throws.
Yeah.
Because spell attacks are just an attack.
They're just not
It's a
attack.
ranged
It's
attack.
just using a bow. Like that's all it is.
Literally
It's got
saying,
it's got better damage. Yeah, whatever. But like
it is saying now there's.
it also
very-
doesn't add your flat number.
Yeah.
So
Well, the difference
that's
is
why
right,
it has a higher die.
for like let's say a barbarian, for you to do basically the same thing of a saving throw, which is like grapple.
You have to let them
restrains
choose.
you. Yeah, and it also just restrains you, and then you're restrained. Do you know what the barbarian does? Nothing, because the way grapple works says that's the end of your actions.
Actually no. The grapple action is a special action that can replace one of your attacks.
Yes,
I found that out not that long
but
ago.
unfortunately,
So once you put once you have
read-
extra attack, you can use your first attack to make the grapple action and then hit them.
Unfortunately, if you read extra attack, it says you must the first actual attack has to be an attack. I know.
Oh, sorry. Fine. You attack them, then you grapple them. Then on your turn, you attack them, then attack them.
Yeah.
It's
It'll have
the
to
same
be a
thing.
different one, but yeah.
Yeah, there's like grapple actually does work with attacking. I
I
actually
do
no,
know.
you are correct.
It can't be the first one.
The reason for it is because of
It's the sequence of attacks.
no.
No,
The reason
I thought
because
was
it is because of
You can just go to
this feat right here,
ah.
Shieldmaster.
Okay. What the? I
Yep.
actually know what this. Is.
Before this got errated, for that got errated,
Yeah.
this was the most broken feat in the game.
Okay.
So, if you take the attack action on your turn, you can use a bonus action to try and shove a creature within 5 feet of you with your shield. So shove says you can either push them back 5 or 10 feet, whatever it is, or knock them prone. So that's the reworded. It just used to say you can use your bonus action to shove a creature. So you'd go, cool, bonus action. The shield, they fall prone, you go, cool. Alright. Attack, extra attack, you're prone, so I'm doing both at advantage. That's the reason why I changed
Because
it.
I'm pretty sure you can attack and then use extra attack to grapple.
Yes. You can, you may actually be completely right with that, and it's not able to do it the other way around.
Just go to fighter. Read extra attack.
Yeah, I don't think extra attack actually says it, and I'm trying to hold this page for some reason. I'm already in.
Oh yeah, just go. Yeah.
Stupid Jacob. What an idiot. Extra attack, you can attack twice instead of once whenever you take the attack action on your turn.
Yeah. So you have to take the attack. Action.
Yeah, but the grapple action is the attack action. Is
Grapple replaces it.
Yes. But you have to take the attack action to make a grapple.
No, I think it says you'll forgo your attack action. I think that's actually the wording now. I don't think you actually get extra.
But I think that's the whole. No, you still do. I was watching a video on it. It's gonna be in the combat. I need to hold
What page
this
is it?
page. The Eldritch Knights. I'm trying to read through it and see if there's like something stupid in one of the little bits that says you can use it as a focus. Because there has to be something. Combat actions in combat 192. 159. 201, that's close. Showing grappling. When you want to grab a creature or wrestle with it, you can use the attack action to make a special melee attack a grapple.
Okay.
So using the attack action allows you to then say, you have to say I'm making the attack action as a grapple. So then when you extra attack, you grab attack. So I think it, let's have a look. If you are able to make multiple attacks with the attack action, this attack replaces one of them.
I literally tried.
Yeah,
Like,
not the second
To the
one.
first question, yes. If you are able to make a multiple attacks with the attack action, this replaces one.
Yeah.
So yes. So
Because the best thing about that is then once they grapple, they're restrained, which gives you advantage on the attack.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, I was watching something weird rules in D&D that people get wrong or some shit.
But it is weird because,
Yeah.
like, let's say you grapple
It is.
and you have a great axe. You can't take the attack action because Great Axe is two-handed.
Yes, that's
so
correct.
the moment you let go,
Yeah.
to make it, the moment you say I'm going to attack,
Yeah.
they have to let go.
Yeah.
And if they go, oh, but I'm going to hit him with the butt end, and it's like, well, you won't get advantage.
Yeah.
You actually technically have disadvantage.
You technically have disadvantage, but then you can only have
Then-
one
yeah.
disadvantage, one
So then
advantage.
you-
You become
you
a flat
flat
roll,
it,
blah
and
blah
then
blah.
there's no point grappling.
Yeah.
And then
Well, the point in grappling is that you
then
make their
let's say
speed
someone
zero.
has
But that's it.
because I hear a lot of people say, well, what if someone has a scimitar? They can't swing backwards, and it's like they can just in the side.
Or they sure can hold them and pull it up to their neck and
Or even like attack their legs.
yeah, 100% you can.
Like there are ways to hit people. With a long sword, I find that very difficult.
Yeah.
With a spear, very difficult again. You're more or less just whacking them, like it's a stick.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, guys, it is 12:15.
Gross.
We both work, so we're going to be going now. Alrighty. But if you want to catch more of this, we stream every Monday at 8:30. I won't be the guest on next episode. There'll be a different one. I haven't told Jacob who it is yet, but there will be another guest.
I never know until it comes up.
No. And then, yeah, we'll be streaming this podcast at 8:30 Australian Eastern Standard Time on Mondays, and then also on Wednesday and Fridays we run 2 different games of Dungeons and Dragons at the exact same time at 8:30 Australian Eastern Standard Time. That's when we go live, not when it starts. Just want to point that out. Alrighty? Just because sometimes we can't take a handle of when people are actually because when you say that, oh, the game starts at 8:30, everyone's like, oh, cool, I'll rock up at 20 to 8.
Yes.
20 past 8, sorry.
And then they have to get all the shit ready. Yeah, straight up does not let you use a focus, which means no material components for your Eldritch Knight.
Yeah.
I mean, you can still just go Firebolt, but yeah.
But do you know what seems better than Eldritch Knight?
Literally anything?
No, you just multi-class.
Blade Slinger?
You multi-class,
Wizard Blade Slinger?
multi-class 1 level into Hexblade.
Yeah, because now your blades are fucking focused.
Yeah.
Technically, your blade is only a focus as. Also, Hexblade might be different. With the Pact of the Blade, you need an invocation to do it.
No. Hexblade says, but it states Warlock spells.
Ha! Got
And
him.
also, so does Bard.
Got him.
You know, College of Swords. If
Yeah.
somebody randomly turns around and
What is
goes,
it actually?
I'm gonna cast Hexblades in
Look at it again.
a different book.
Through book, yeah.
But also like Bard, College of
And
Swords.
Swords is also not in this book, is it?
No, they're both inside. But it states that you can only use it for your Bard spells.
That's actually hilarious. I've never actually looked that far into that.
Yeah, they when you usually have an arcane focus, it usually states what spells they're used for.
Oh, look, College of Swords.
So
Just did it again.
read
Oh.
arcane focus, like spellcast thing.
Yeah. Blade flourish, fighting style.
No, you passed it.
Yeah, no, there's no just thing. So fighting style.
Yeah,
Flourish.
No, the proficiencies. Read your proficiencies.
Yeah, for your bard spells. Huh.
Yeah.
If you're
So
proficient
if
with a
you-
simple or martial melee weapon, you can use it
Yeah.
as a spell casting focus for your
So
bard
what that
spells.
means is if you multi-class,
You can't use it as a
you
focus
can't
spell.
use it as focus for anything else.
Fair.
And then if you read Hexblade, I'm pretty sure it's the same thing.
Oh, it probably is. Now that it's one.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense for them to break it up.
No. It's generally like a repeating, like a
Yeah.
common factor. Hexblade.
Hex Warrior?
No, Hexblade's the other side. There you
That's 6th level.
go. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
This
This is Hex Blade right here, so I'm gonna assume it's Hex Warrior.
I think it's
Level
yeah.
1.
Or Hex Curse. There. Anyway, guys, we'll catch you next episode. Alright? And we'll see you then, alright? You're gonna say goodbye.
Bye! I'm looking up shit in the book now. I'm gonna get very distracted. I love you all. Thank you for joining. He already gave you all the socials and all of the streaming
We have a
times. You
YouTube
did
channel,
very
check
well.
it
I
out.
wasn't listening.
And thank you for following. We're almost at 100, and that's fantastic to us. So thank you again. Alright, guys. Catch you on the next
Have a
one.
good one.
Bye.
Bye.